much Buzz has to go for it on that position of the field.
Welcome to Crown Point Stadium at Crown Point High School in Crown Point, Indiana for a beautiful evening of football. Week 2 here between the 0-1 Pike Red Devils and the 1-0 Crown Point Bulldogs. Week 2, last week the Crown Point Bulldogs took down the Lowell Red Devils 42-7. Looking to do some of the same today, and we welcome you to the booth. I'm Gabe Trevino alongside Bella Angarone. We're glad to have all of you folks watching on tonight. This is the Bulldog Network, Game Night presented by the Bulldog Network. We're going to be your source for every home football game this season. We had you last week. If you tuned in with us, we have you this week. We have you on September 11th against Lake Central, September 18th, and October 9th. All of the home games, including home football games, playoff games, if we have those as well. Well, welcome in. Now it's time to talk some football. Enough introducing ourselves. The Pike Red Devils, the Crown Point Bulldogs. The Bulldogs coming off a dominant 42-7 win over the Lowell Red Devils. The Pike Red Devils coming off a 24-6 loss against Zionsville. Bella, what do you think Crown Point needs to do the same? What do you think they need to do different this week?
Well, I think the biggest thing that we talked about last time was the red wall. If you tuned in last week, you saw that our Crown Point defense was unstoppable. They were a literal red wall. Nobody could get through. And number 20 on Pike's team, Merriweather, it's going to be very hard for him to get through this red wall. So that's something Crown Point is doing really well. I think also Crown Point needs to utilize their wide receiver game a little bit more, because that is what Pike does. They have 5 wide receivers that they've rotated in quite a lot.
Yeah, Tice Custody played pretty well. For what we were expecting, Max Gernick and Braden Scott did their things. We're, of course, going to talk about them with our sideline reporter, Josie Micert, in just a moment. But the receivers, Ethan Zolkowski, Kingston Connolly, R.J. Ford, even Cooper Molaski, tight end, who had a touchdown last week, could make a huge impact tonight. Tice Custody, let's see, week 2 starting. He's got a game under his belt. How do you expect him to perform?
I think he's going to perform a lot better. There were some tweaks that he had before, and I think this week he's going to improve, and he's going to continue growing.
Yeah, I think that's a total fair assessment. Tice Custody is a work in progress. He was a work in progress last year, transferring from Valparaiso, coming here, his first year starting, which was kind of a starting year for him. Him and Cooper Molaski, as we talked about, pregame week 1 and basically all of last year. These two quarterbacks splitting the reps is really the story of the season, not just the story of last week's game. And Tice Custody is now, with 1 game starting under his belt, seems to be the clear-cut starting quarterback. We saw Chase Horton come in, had a few good reps at the end of the game. Now let's shift over to the defense. You talked about that big red wall. Fletcher Dickinson, Josh Daniels, Steve Pantelik. You have A.J. Summers, Ben Clark coming off the edge, blitzing sometimes. What else besides that big red wall can make an impact tonight?
I think if Pike just continues to keep moving and keep dominating on the wide receiver end, I think they can get around that red wall. But for Crown Point's end, I think they need to watch out for those wide receivers. Yes, you can stop the running back with that red wall, but if they throw to the wide receivers like they typically are known to do, that may be harder to stop with just that one section. You got to watch out for those wide receivers, because they took in 2 off their bench last time. Pike did last game against Zionsville. So you need to watch out for all 5 of them.
Now, Crown Point has a very serviceable defensive back group, safeties and cornerbacks, but we have to say that is probably the weakest part of their team. Their offensive line, one of the best in the state, definitely the best in the region. Their defensive line could be up there with the best in the state.
Yes.
Their quarterback and running back receiver play is great. The linebacker play is incredible. Garrett Ortiz, Ben Clark, who I gave my player of the game last week too. The safeties and the cornerbacks, the defensive backs, Jaden Sadler, Jake Yeager, Bobby Bond, all very serviceable. They're still very good. They're just very good on an even better team. So I think that is the weakest part of this defense.
I agree, and I think Pike can get around that.
We're going to head it down to Josie Micert, who's going to talk about the run game, Max Gernick and Braden Scott. welcome back up. We thank Josie Micro for her analysis. Again, if you were just joining us here for our pregame show, game will start at 6:30 p.m., only 30 minutes earlier because Pike's coming up from Indianapolis. There's actually a time change, Indianapolis being on Eastern time, up here being on Central time. So game time will be at 6:30 p.m. Went live just a few minutes ago. Josie Micro gave us basically our own thoughts on the run game.
Pretty much.
And how dominant they've been just in 1 week. Pretty easy thing to predict.
Definitely.
We expect some of the same this week.
100%. We got Braden Scott. He is an excellent running back, and he just knows how to get around it. He knows how to communicate with Tice Custody, and he just goes. He had that great touchdown last time. Like we said, he ran north-south, not east and west, did not falter at all, and he just kept going.
Yeah, Max Skurnick really does some of the same. It feels like they're cut from the same cloth,
Yes.
just really north and south, running over anybody in their way. They're really not trying to go east and west, going side to side, maybe losing yardage. That's also credit to the coaching staff. Kind of a smaller thing that I think we fail to point out sometimes is quick blocking from the running back. I see Braden Scott and Max Skurnick many times. Tice Custody drops back to pass on a play-action pass. And there's great blocking from Braden Scott and Max Skurnick. Again, another great thing that these Crown Point coaches, can teach.
I completely agree with you. And Braden Scott, we saw him shoving off people throughout while he's running for those touchdowns. He's shoving off individuals, these linebackers and everything, and I think that's great to continue with.
Well, Crown Point, the 1-0 Crown Point Bulldogs and the 0-1 Pike Red Devils about to get set. We're going to come back with a little bit more pregame coverage. Week 2 of high school football about to get on their way here on Game Night, presented by the Bulldog Network.
At Crown Point High School, we are a connected community. The larger we grow, the stronger we become, because at our core are values that guide us.
What does it mean to be part of our Bulldog community?
It means courage, facing adversity head on, leading with grit, and knowing that every setback is a step forward.
Crown Point taught me not to be afraid to try something new.
It means creativity, from center stage to classroom labs. It is where passion meets purpose and innovation takes shape. Bulldogs bring ideas to life. It means citizenship, giving back, lifting others, building a stronger community together.
Our students learn that leadership begins with service.
It means culture, every story, every background, every voice, adding to our shared experience. It means being future ready, with more than 20 career pathways, 60 dual credit and AP courses, and preparation for college, career, or service.
I know Crown Point is helping me get where I want to go.
And through it all, we stay connected. With more than 75 clubs, sports, and activities, there's a place for everyone. Every classroom, every activity, every team. Woven together into one community. Crown Point High School, where the heart of a Bulldog stays with you, ready to take on the world. Connected at our core.
The goal isn't graduation day. It's a better everyday after. It's the first day in your new career. Your first pay raise. The 5th day of that week-long vacation. It's the first paid holiday home with your family. Or the day of your last car loan payment, much sooner than you thought. At Ivy Tech Community College, we don't just care about your degree, we care about your life. Let's get started at ivytech.edu.
Welcome back to Game Night presented by the Bulldog Network. The 0-1 Pike Red Devils and the 1-0 Crown Point Bulldogs getting set to go here on this Friday in late August. A pretty hot Friday today. I was walking out there, doing stuff around the school. It is very hot today. The weather will be cooling down soon. Again, one of my viewers will join us that he will be the source for every football game this season. 4 of them this season. One of them last week, a 42-7 win over the Lowell Red Devils. This week, the Pike Red Devils coming to town. September 11th, we'll have the Lake Central Indians. Kind of a rivalry week there for the Crown Point Bulldogs. And the following week on September 18th, the Portage Indians come to town, as well as October 9th. So that would be 5 games, actually. I beg your pardon. With the Chesterton Trojans. And then October 16th, we'll round out the regular season on the road versus the Michigan City Wolves. So DAC play about to begin this season. Maryville being probably the biggest threat in the DAC. Michael Hill Jr., Bella, what can we say about him? He's a big X factor for the Maryville Pirates.
He is definitely a huge X factor, and as we know, Crown Point's has 4 straight DACs, and I think that's going to be a huge threat to their 5th one because of this quarterback. Him alone, he is one of the best, as you said, an X factor quarterback.
Yeah, probably the best quarterback in Northwest Indiana, in the region, and very definitely in the DAC. I mean, Tice Custy, very good quarterback for this Crown Point Bulldog team, but Michael Hill Jr. is probably the best in Northwest Indiana. The Maryville Pirates came in 2nd last year in the DAC, but ended up making it further in their class in the Crown Point Bulldogs last year. Pirates came in at 11-3, 6-1 in the DAC last year. The Bulldogs 10-1, 7-0 in the DAC. We talked about it very briefly last week, but the Bulldogs lost to Penn in the sectional championship 28-24 to end their season. Pike Red Devils actually last year, they went 3-7, did not have a good season. They went 1-4 in their conference, but they lost to the eventual state champion, the Brownsburg Bulldogs, in the playoffs. It was 43-14 was the final score, but the Brownsburg Bulldogs were one of the most dominant teams Indiana's ever seen, and they were able to get there, and 3-7, I think, is calling for an improvement this year from the Pike Red Devils.
Well, and the fact that they got 14 points up against Brownsburg, that's insane, to the point where they are able to still hold their own, even though the score was really high. They were still able to get points on the board. It wasn't a complete blowout.
Now, the Crown Point Bulldogs 1-0 with a 42-7 win over the Lowell Red Devils last week. Coming up against the Pike Red Devils. Back-to-back Red Devils, back-to-back home games versus the Red Devils. The Pike Red Devils 0-1 with a 24-6 loss to Zionsville last week. Coming into town, we're going to head to one more break before kickoff here on Game Night presented by the Bulldog Network. Stay with us for Crown Point versus Pike.
Welcome to the Corner Booth. At the end of a long week, the best reward is to slide into a warm, comfortable corner booth at your favorite neighborhood pub or diner. The Corner Booth frozen pizza, appetizers, and Italian beef bring us back to the neighborhood and traditional recipes. We love our pub-style pizza in Chicago. Its signature characteristics include a crispy, thin crust, 100% real thick shredded cheese, and an overload of quality toppings. The taste is satisfying to the soul. And for a truly authentic pub-style experience, we recommend cutting our pizza into squares, not wedges. We invite you to savor the irresistible flavors that have made the Corner Booth a staple of Chicago's food scene. Available at Jewel.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Whoa, bummer. Well, at least you get to see your insurance agent, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Sure, my my car got struck by lightning, but my Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent, Mike, is gonna help me figure it out. So awesome. Oh, here he is. Big Mike!
Your Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent helps guide you through the process so you don't have to go it alone.
Whether you kick off your day hot and fresh or bold and cold, schooled big with Java Wave coffee. Then fill up on favorites like our delicious breakfast pizza, home-style biscuits and gravy, or our croissant and oat lineup, hot, fresh, and ready every morning. And if you're really hungry, try the Farmhouse Sandwich, king of Indiana breakfast. However you start your day, start it the Bulldog way with Family Express.
You don't want to miss this. The pace, the noise, the moments you don't forget. Get in now with a $100 refundable per-seat deposit and secure priority access to the best available seats and best pricing for the 2026-27 season. The earlier you act, the better your options. Don't miss it. Secure your spot today.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to Game Night presented by the Bulldog Network. If you're just joining us, you're joining us at about the perfect time. 2 minutes to go till kickoff here in week 2 of the Crown Point Bulldog football season. Bulldogs coming off a 42-7 win last weekend. Bull Red Devils, now the Pike Red Devils, coming all the way from Indianapolis, Indiana, heading up here into the northwest part of Indiana, Crown Point. Getting set for what should be a pretty good matchup, to say the least. If you told me at halftime the final score is going to be 42-7, after the halftime score being 15-7, I would have been a little bit shocked.
Yes, 100%. That last game was just such a run for the money. And I think this game's going to be pretty close like that. The first half is going to be pretty close scoring, but then I feel like Crown Point might have that edge with the red wall and everything.
Last year, Crown Point won this game 21-0 at Pike. Now they're trading off. Last year, Bulldogs went on the road to Lowell, on the road to Pike, and Pike is now coming here to Crown Point, and Lowell came here to Crown Point last week. Just the second year in a row they have matched up. Pike has definitely improved from last year. However, this is still kind of a setup, as we talked about really briefly, to DAC play, with Maryville coming up first, Lake Central, Portage, Valparaiso, LaPorte, Chesterton, and finishing off with Michigan City. The Lowell Red Devils last year, and Drain came on top of the Metropolitan Conference. Lowell last week, 5-1 in their conference, came in second, Pike second to last, only ahead of a 0-6 in the conference North Central team. And this team is much improved. Now let's talk about Coach Buzz. Coach Buzz, one of the best coaches to ever coach in Northwest Indiana. Arguably, I don't even know if it's arguable anymore, the best coach Crown Point's ever had in their football history. His MO is to stay aggressive and start fast. And last week they did not start fast.
No, they did not start fast at all. There was some struggles on offense a little bit with the quarterback. And I think if they just start fast and aggressive like his MO is, I think they have no issue like they've always done. I think they've probably worked on that during the practices this week, and well, at least they're hoping that they worked on that to improve their game for this week.
Yeah, and one of the problems that the Crown Point Bulldogs had last week, now you look at a high school game and you see 4 penalties for 25 yards, which is what the Bulldogs had on offense last week, and you think, oh, okay, that's not that bad. But for the Crown Point Bulldogs, for Coach Buzz, who is known for his discipline of his players, not a great thing last week, and I think we can expect to have much less, if not 0 penalties this week.
And as we saw, Coach was getting adamant and kind of angry on the sideline. It's because because he cares about his team so much to the point where he wants to fight for them. He wants to make sure that everything is being called fairly. And I believe he worked on that with his team as well. There were, like we said earlier, there was a lot of little things that needed to be tweaked from last week, and I'm sure Coach Buzz worked on everything under the sun.
Tice Custody, let's talk about the quarterback for the Cropland Bulldogs. Tice Custody is 6'1", 185-pound senior. Went 12 for 19 last week, 63.2% completion percentage with 169 passing yards and 37 rushing yards as the Crown Point Bulldogs come running out here for their Week 2 match against the Pike Red Devils. 2 touchdowns and an interception as well as 37 rushing yards. If Tice Custody can play like that again, I think Max Garnick and Braden Scott can take care of the rest.
Oh, 100%. As we've seen before, Braden Scott and Max Garnick, they can just go down that field. They can continue on, and they got that touchdown last time. And I think if they pay attention to the run game like they are used to doing, that's going to give them the advantage because we know Pike is definitely going to rely more on the wide receiver game.
Now, it has been one game, but Braden Scott is averaging 16 yards per carry. You heard that right at home. 16 yards per carry, 10 carries for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns last week. He had 12 last year. He's already a sixth of the way there with one game down out of probably about 10 or 11, assuming the Bulldogs get to the playoffs once again. And Max Garnick, of course, doing his thing. 9 carries, 7 yards, a rushing touchdown, 2 screens, 2 receptions, 26 yards. Now let's shift over to the Crown Point defense. Garrett Ortiz has appeared to be cramping last week. He's out there as one of the captains. Cooper Mulaski, Garrett Ortiz, of course the injured Anderson Keller and Braden Scott out there, the captains for your Crown Point Bulldogs. But Garrett Ortiz, the stat line only says 2 tackles and 1 sack, and he had the only sack. But man, he was all over the field.
He was, and I think that was attributed to why he was cramping so much because he was everywhere. You see him in one side of the field, and then he's on the opposite end. He was constantly having the eye on the ball, and whoever was going to be open, he went for it. I think that's what Crown Point needs to do as a defense because, yes, you have the red wall, but at the same time, you would watch out for those wild card players that are not going to be running into that wall.
And the captains signing on the coin toss. Tice Custody, Chase Horton, the 2 quarterbacks warming up on the sideline, Now, I was looking at down there on the field. We know that Connor Cavalcante went out with an apparent leg injury last week. We know it was his right leg. I actually saw him in uniform down there on the sideline. We still don't know what the injury was. That's something that the Bulldogs are very good at, is keeping these things secret, keeping these things within the teams. They don't like giving it to us, unfortunately.
No.
But, of course, we'd like to inform you. Any information we'll get will inform the viewers at home. But Connor Cavalcante is in uniform. It appears that he will play, and he will possibly start tonight at center once again, where Noah Bozanovsky came in to replace him. Kate Buckmaster replacing Bozanovsky at right guard. That is a big gain for the Bulldogs if he comes back.
It truly is because, yes, Noah Bozanovsky is a good player, and he played really well once he was out. But at the same time, Connor Cavalcante, he is their main center. They need him. And that is a total advantage for Crown
And that
Point.
also adds to the experience of this team. More seniors on the offensive line. Bozanovsky, right guard, the only non-senior, a junior right guard. Everybody else a senior. And we're about to get set to go here on Game Night, presented by the Bulldog Network. Thank you for joining us here for Week 2 of high school football. The Crown Point Bulldogs, the Pike Red Devils, the 0-1 Pike Red Devils, the 1-0 Crown Point Bulldogs getting set to go. And the Crown Point Bulldogs will receive to start the game for the second straight game last week. The Red Devils kicked off to them this week. The same thing. The Red Devils will be kicking off to them once again, and we are underway here in Week 2 of high school football here on the Bulldog Network. Return comes out to about the 34-yard line. Pretty solid return from the Crown Point Bulldogs. Kicker for the Pike Red Devils, Johnny Sanchez there on the boot, and here comes that Crown Point offense that we have talked so much about. Tice Custody rolling out as quarterback once again, and I do not see Connor Cavalcante on the field, so Noah Bozanovsky will start at center. Who knows if Cavalcante comes back into the game, but for now, the 5'10", 260-pound junior Noah Bozanovsky will start at center. Kingston Connolly and Ethan Zilkowski starting at wide receiver. They're going to start with a carry to Braden Scott. He goes forward for about 2 yards on the play.
I wanted to add something because I watched Pike Red Devils game against Zionsville, and their defense only let 5 to 8 yards per carry for Zionsville against Pike's defense. So I think that's also something that Braden Scott needs to watch out for, because they're not going to allow him very many yards per carry.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot per carry, but compared to Braden Scott, 16, not so much. 2nd and 8 here for the Bulldogs. Snap goes to Custody once again. It will be another handoff up the middle. Scott rolls over a Pike Red Devil on the defensive line. Thomas Downey, and he rolls forward for about a gain of 3. So 3rd and medium here to start. We saw last week, Bulldogs started slow on offense. Coach Buzz definitely hoping to not do the same.
Yeah, that is something we just talked about. That they need to stay fast and aggressive, and they're putting Braden Scott in right as we saw, and he's very fast. So hoping that they can stay fast and aggressive using him as a strategy that Crown Point typically has.
Ethan Zilkowski, Kingston Connolly lined up out wide, a receiver to the near side of your screen. Here goes A.J. Summers up the middle, and he will pick up the first down and plenty more. The Wildcat quarterback that we should get used to seeing. We saw him a lot last week, and looks like we're going to be seeing him quite a bit this week as well. First Bulldog first down of the night. So first down and 10 from their own 46. The Bulldogs going fast here to start. Another thing that Coach Buzz really likes to do is just to start fast, keep playing fast. Another Wildcat snap to A.J. Summers up the middle, barreling over a few white jerseys. Zach Clark burying a defender back there, all the way back at the 40-yard line of the Red Devils, and the Bulldogs touch enemy territory for the first time tonight.
Last game, there were some problems with A.J. Summers because he actually wasn't wearing gloves. You remember that. Now, as we can see on the field, he is wearing gloves this time, and hoping maybe that can help him with attacking the football.
And we'll see if he comes out for punt returning once again, but in the second half of last week's game, he was benched, was not returning, and the flag is down. Looks like the motion by Crown Point was legal, but the illegal motion for the Pike Red Devils was by Jaden Washington, number 12 on your screen, who just subbed out of the game, and that will pick up another Bulldogs first down. So that is something, although it's only 5 yards, and it does give a first down, so it's a little bit more impactful, but that is something the Red Devils really need to stay away from.
Truly, and I feel like any penalties in general for both teams are just something that we always say don't fall into. Don't stay into them. They had 4 last time for Crown Point, and they don't want any more than that.
A.J. Summers down the quarterback once again, and did the Red Devils jump once again? Flag is down. All the Bulldogs are clapping as if to say it was on the Red Devils, and it was. So back-to-back penalties. That is something Coach Buzz did more often last year than this year, at least from what we've seen so far, is all that pre-snap motion, and it seems to be working right now.
And 2 penalties just to start out. There's only 9 minutes and 26 seconds left in this quarter, and there's already 2 penalties on the Red Devils.
So more motion from the Crown Point Bulldogs. Summers will hand off this one to Kingston Connolly. Kind of an inside jet there. And a gain of maybe 4 on the play. He will be a yard shy of the first down marker at the 35-yard line. So now Tice Custody coming back into the game. A.J. Summers coming out of the game. A few snaps at Wildcat quarterback. 2nd and 1 for the Crown Point Bulldogs. The offensive line running up there as they always do. Tice Custody to throw for the first time tonight. He fires outside. Ethan Zilkowski's got it. Zilkowski will gain about 10 on the play. Another first down for the Bulldogs. First completion of the night is true for Tice Custody.
And here's what we were talking about, the fast and aggressiveness. They got down the field pretty fast. They got 2 penalties on Pike's defense. So this is kind of what Crown Point's looking for.
So So the Crown Point Bulldogs, 8.5 minutes to go here. The Pike Red Devils not doing much of a lot to stop this Crown Point offense right now. A.J. Summers again in at quarterback. He's going to take this one directly up the middle, gets a few blocks, taken down after a gain of about 7 on the play. And it'll be second and about 2 for the Crown Point Bulldogs.
I think it's really good that they're putting A.J. Summers in as quarterback, also giving him some touches as well. Not just Tice Custody as well. I feel like it's both, and that is a good thing. He's like a wild card.
It gives your starting quarterback a little bit of rest. A.J. Summers coming in, taking a beating. I mean, taking a bunch of hits, but it's giving your starting quarterback, who you're going to need more often, a rest on the sideline.
It also shows that if one goes out, you could put the other one in. You can switch out these players instead of relying on just the one.
A.J. Summers remains in more motion, and a timeout called by Coach Buzz of the Crown Point Bulldogs. First timeout called of the night. 7.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. So far, it's been pretty easy to say the least here. And the Crown Point Bulldogs all the way down to the Pike 20-yard line or so.
And that's exactly what Coach Buzz probably wants to see. That's probably what he was telling them throughout the practices. Get down the field, get to their side, get into enemy territory as quickly and as possible, fast as you can, because that's how you set the tempo of the game. If you let them control you and let them keep you at the half line in your own territory, you're not going to go far at all, numbers-wise and also mentality-wise.
So 2nd and 3 for the Bulldogs from about the Red Devil 19-yard line. Coach Buzz organizing his troops on the sideline, calling a kind of rare first quarter timeout here. Not even 5 minutes in. Tice Custody appears to be coming in. He's in the huddle there with all of his guys. Garrett Ortiz and Brody Hood are now on the field as well. Kind of an interesting lineup heading onto the field. Maybe Coach Buzz has got something brewing here, calling that timeout maybe for a reason. So Brody Hood and Garrett Ortiz both starting linebackers on the defense. Now in on offense. A.J. Summers at quarterback. He's going to keep this one up the middle, gets a few blocks, tries going outside, breaks a tackle. Eventually brought down at around the 14-yard line by Mike McLaren of the Pike Red Devils. That's enough to pick up another Bulldog first down to the 13-yard line, and A.J. Summers, shoulder pad sticking out of the jersey there. He's going to maybe head to the sideline. The official helping him out there on the sideline with his pad, getting it in there.
I feel like he's playing quarterback and running back by how many hits he's getting.
Yeah, took that one up the middle. So Brody Hood and Garrett Ortiz, Carson Newhall in there as an extra blocker. They are still in there. A heavy package here. Crown Point once again. A.J. Summers right up the middle, and he's going to get free. And he is in. A.J. Summers with his first touchdown of the year. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
He's definitely making a comeback so far from his last game. There were some fumbles that he had, some issues, and putting him in as quarterback, I think, is where he needs to be as of right now. Tice Custy's a great option, but so is A.J. Summers, and this is only their second game playing, and I think this is a great option for them to see.
Oliver Brewer, once again, the kick. He actually missed a very rare extra point last week. Did not miss a single one all season last year. And now on to kick his first of the night. Chase Horton to hold for him. 6:57 to play here in the first quarter. Pike may have jumped offside. The extra point is through. The officials reversing. And it will be encroachment on the Pike Red Devils. So Oliver Brewer, will he stay on the field, or will the Bulldogs decide to go for 2? Looks like he will stay on the field. So Brewer's first one was good. Does not count, though. New holder, by the way, again this week. Last week was A.J. Summers.
Yes.
Chase Horton, the backup quarterback now, holding. Oliver Brewer's kick is up and through.
Again, we said it was effortless last week, and he just put it through, and it was great. It was completely in, and he did it great. As we can tell, there's been some celebration from the first quarter. We are going to be getting ready for kickoff here in a minute. As we can see, the student section is all on their feet for Hawaiian night tonight. Today is a really big night for them. It's just here, the stands are packed, supporting the whole entire team. As we can see, everyone's starting to get set and line up as well.
I can't tell if it's 1 or 7 either. That's 2 on the far side. And 21. Jason catches the mid-man.
They are continuing to line up right now. Football is on the field. Being handed to kicker Oliver Brewer, number 92. He is going to be punting it to the Pike defense. Oliver Brewer is starting to set up right now. He is running, and kickoff is up. It is heading to, and it hit past the end zone, so that is a fair catch. And it went out of the end zone for the touchback right now. Now the Pike offense is going to be headed onto the field. Crown Point offense is also going to be taken over. As we can see, we have AJ Summers on the field as well. We have Jace Chapman right now lining up. Takes the ball, hits it over to number 2. To Bryson Fields, his wide receiver, tackle down. It is an incomplete pass. And then they're going to be lining up. There's no gain, incomplete. It is still 2nd and 2 right now, and they are going to be lining up again. We have Jace Chapman, the ball. Here's the snap. It's taken by their running back, Merriweather. He is down, tackled. It is now 3rd down. The Red Devils will have 3rd and 3 from their own. It is currently 3rd and 3, and they are going to be lining up again. We have about to snap the ball currently. Ball is snapped to Merriweather again, taken down. He is tackled by many Crown Point defenders. Barely any gain, as we can see. He is taken down by number 45, Garrett Ortiz. We mentioned him earlier in the game, and he said he was going to be a very key player, and he is right now. As we can see, he just tackled number 20, Merriweather, and that is what we said with this Crown Point red wall. It's going to be very hard to get around with this running back area, which might cause Pike to start relying on their wide receivers, as we saw. On the field, there is a kickoff. We had and the ball is around Crown Point side. We are going to have the Crown Point offense coming onto the field. Pike defense as well. We're going to see who the quarterback is going to be in this moment. We have Tice Custy and AJ Summers currently rotating. As we saw, AJ Summers ran for that last touchdown. We can see that they're all huddling right now, and that they're going to start heading onto the field any second now as Pike defense starts to line up. Looks like right now we have Tice Custy on the field instead of AJ Summers. Kingston Connolly is lining up on the side. Number 6, Max Gurnick gets the ball. He is tackled by Pike defense. There's a gain of 5, so it's going to be Crown Point second down.
Coming back into the booth here. Thanks, Bella, for doing some play-by-play there. Crown Point Bulldogs back on offense after their early score. Tice Custy in the gun. Kingston Connolly, Ethan Zilkowski split out wide. Handoff to Max Gurnick, his first few reps of the game. Gains about 4-3, call it 4 on the play. To be a little generous, 3rd and 1. Big 3rd and short here for this Pike defense, trying to stop this big red wall. It's called at the offensive line as well. I mean, both the trenches, the offensive line and the defensive line, both big red walls coming right at them. Big red wave, I guess we can call them.
I did mention that earlier, too.
AJ Summers up the middle, who is the one who scored. He will gain just enough to pick up another first down for the Crown Point Bulldogs, and they continue to drive down with just over 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter at the 46-yard line.
As we see, AJ Summers is now coming off the field for Tice Custy as well. We were noticing that earlier. It started out as Tice Custy, then AJ Summers, and now back to Tice Custy.
So Kingston Connolly, Ethan Zilkowski are going to seem to be the go-to receivers this year. Cooper Mulaski in as well. Tice Custy to throw once more, rolling out to his right, fires down the sideline, and Ethan Zilkowski, did he come down with it? The Red Devils saying he did not. Some of the coaches down there waving incomplete, but he caught it all the way down to the 43-yard line. What a catch by the senior Ethan Zilkowski. By the way, Luca Fenton, the freshman tight end, number 33 on your screen, seems to be in there on some running plays, some heavier packages, but he's in there quite a bit. A freshman tight end to pair with a senior tight end and Cooper Mulaski. They're on opposite sides of the offensive line. Custy looks like the same play the opposite way. He's going to fire to Kingston Connolly's side. He did not come down with that one, incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Crown Point Bulldogs.
And we mentioned that before, how we have the seniors and the younger players in the team, and they grow from each other. So I think that's what they're trying to do with these tight ends. They have Cooper Mulaski, who is a senior, and now Luca Fenton, who's a freshman, and I think they can both learn from each other.
And I don't think anything to be concerned of, but Josh Daniels is getting his left ankle taped up under one of the tents down there. Not the medical tent, so nothing to worry about, but a key defensive tackle for this Crown Point Bulldog defense. We saw Garrett Ortiz, Brody Hood cramping. We saw Connor Cavalcante go down, who's still not played this week. And another timeout called by Coach Buzz, his second of the half, second of the first quarter. Still got about 3.5 minutes to play. That could be used maybe later in the half, Bella. Now he's down to only 1.
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely going to be key for them. And now, I mean, I get that Pike is only 0 and Crown Point 7, and you're using all your timeouts right now, but what if Pike starts to come back? You never know. So I feel like using these timeouts right now may be a strategy. Maybe they are starting to brew something up like they did last time, but I don't know what Coach is thinking using all these timeouts early in the game.
Yeah, and very unlike Coach Buzz to really ever use any timeouts, but especially here in the first quarter, maybe looking for that perfect execution that he demands out of his guys every single week. The Crown Point Bulldogs have not played bad, no penalties so far, no real mistakes here. No glaring mistakes, I guess we could say, from this Crown Point Bulldog team yet. So I don't really see a reason for Coach Buzz to be using timeouts this early, especially when it's something that is not really in his playbook really ever. Kingston Connolly, Ethan Zilkowski once again lined up to the near side of your screen. Tice Custy in the gun at quarterback, Max Gurnick in the backfield. Another motion here, Mulaski and Fenton switch, and Max Gurnick is swallowed up down at the line of scrimmage by Jaden Washington, the 5'11", 205-pound senior, got in there quick, and Max Gurnick loses about 4 yards on the play.
Wow, we talk about Crown Point's defense. Look at the other red wall on the other side, or the red wave, as you were saying earlier, too. They just took Max Gurnick down. That is not something Crown Point typically sees. Usually they can hand it off, and they can get pretty far, maybe gain 4 yards instead of lose 4.
2 surprises. Usually you see Max Gurnick break tackles.
Right.
But 2, and more shocking, you don't see guys getting through that offensive line very often. 3rd and about 14 here. Custody to throw, rolling out to his left, in trouble. Being chased, still looking to throw. He's going to fire that one down the sideline. Did he catch it on the sideline? Kingston Connolly waiting for a signal. Toe tapping on the sideline, and it looks like he came down with it. Connolly right there with the officials who are conversing with each other. Tyus Custody remained patient on that play, threw that one in a tight window, right on the Crown Point sideline. And there are flags that are down. And it looks like there's an eligible man downfield, so it's going to come back. It appeared that Kingston Connolly caught that in bounds, but it won't matter. It will be coming back. It'll offset, so 3rd and 14 once again for the Bulldogs. That was a great catch by Kingston Connolly, but, I mean, great patience from Tyus Custody to get there, take a moment, fire a nice throw down the sideline.
And I think that was also one of the comments we were saying last game. He just needs to take his time a little bit. I understand there's a bunch of defenders coming at you, but if you can just slow down a tiny bit and just look and see what's in front of you and see that you have your open men down the field, just go for it. And that's exactly what he did.
So R.J. Ford in a receiver for the first time tonight. 6'2", 190-pound sophomore who had a single reception for 40 yards last week. It was a deep bomb over the middle of the field. Custody to throw once again, rolling out left once again. He's in trouble, and he is taken down by Davon Mills. Wrestled down for a huge loss, and that will force the Crown Point Bulldogs to punt for the first time this year. And the Pike Red Devil defense showing up. Jaden Washington and Davon Mills showing up there, stuffing Max Gurnick and sacking Tyus Custody. Great drive there from the Red Devil defense, and Oliver Brewer on to punt for just the first time this year. 4th and 22 is what they're marking it. Brewer will get this one off and away. It's headed towards the Pike Red Devil sideline. Bounces it around the 25. Gets a Crown Point friendly bounce. It'll roll all the way to the 17-yard line. So a good punt from Oliver Brewer. Probably wanted a little bit more on that one, but a solid punt. And now the Red Devil offense, their chance to respond. That momentum meter slightly ticking towards the Red Devils' way with, 2 great plays by Jaden Washington and Davon Mills.
I completely agree. And their physicality is just insane. They just ran and they broke through a bunch of people and they just tackled them down. That is not something you see too much to get past the Crown Point offensive line, and that was just insane to see. You don't see that every game.
Saw Cooper Mulaski heading towards the sideline there to discuss with the rest of his offense. Gain of about 5 on the play here for the Red Devils to start their drive. This would be a perfect opportunity for them to take advantage of that said momentum and try and turn it into points. Lowell, their only touchdown last week was a defensive touchdown, but their offense did respond, gain lots of yards, but did not end up scoring any points, which is what you need to win football games, but well enough. They did gain a lot of yards, lots of 70, 80-yard drives. Jace Chapman, the lefty, to throw here outside on the wide receiver, kind of a bubble screen there. Ben Clark is the first one there to make the tackle. Gain of maybe 1. 3rd and about 4 here for the Pike Red Devils. And the Red Devils will have to run one more play before the end of the first quarter.
Utilizing Bryson Fields on the Pike offense, that's something I think you're going to be seeing throughout the whole game. Like I mentioned before, the wide receiver game is very strong on this Pike offense.
Fields had 7 catches for 71 yards and a touchdown last week. Chapman to throw once again right at the marker. A few Bulldogs saying that was incomplete. And it looks like it will be marked a first down. Catch was made by Kayan Cook. Looks like it will be call a first down stoppage for the first quarter end. The Crown Point Bulldogs lead the Pike Red Devils 7-0 after one quarter. And we're going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Josie Mikert, in just a second. But the Bulldogs 7-0 after one, a much quicker start than last week. They were actually down 7-0 after the first quarter last week. Now they're up 7-0 to start, which is exactly what they needed. Crown Point Bulldogs leading the Pike Red Devils. Josie Mikert waiting on standby in just a second. Connor Cavalcante down there on the stationary exercise bike. And we're going to send it down to Josie Mikert, who is in the student section tonight. Josie?
I can see tonight's theme is Hawaiian. How do you guys come up with the themes, and how do you guys get the students informed about them?
Well, all of us leaders, we talk together, make a good plan, and then we were like, it's nice out, might as well do Hawaiian, and then we sent it out, and now we're here.
And as student section leaders, how do you guys get the students, hyped? How do you guys get the game going?
Well, we do a lot of chants. Sometimes we got to yell at the freshmen, but, we like to get them going, so that's about it.
And we've seen some of the few tricks posted online. Do you think we could see one tonight?
Yeah, turn the camera.
And there's the student section for you, everybody down there in the student section. Vinny Gambino, one of the seniors down there in the front, has been really down there in the front all 4 years of his high school career here at Crown Point. Job well done by him and Josie Mikert down there. Great job, Josie. Now back up to football here. A little fun there to end the first quarter. Now to start the second quarter. 2nd and 7 for the Red Devils. Chapman patient, throws outside. Gain of about 3 on the play. Hard hit taken. 2 Bulldogs collided there. Head to head, trying to lay a hit down.
We can hope that doesn't cause any issues later on in the future with injury or anything, because in the last game we saw a bunch of injuries on the field, and maybe not thinking too serious, but still cramping and others as well.
Everybody got up just okay. Flag is down on the play, and it will be a penalty on Pike once again. They just have to avoid those penalties if they want to beat a team like the Crown Point Bulldogs.
They've already had 3 so far in the first half, and 2 in the first quarter, and now 1 in the second quarter early, too. And they need to stop these penalties, as you said before, too, as well.
So Jace Chapman in the gun once again, 2nd and long for his Red Devils team, 2nd and 17. Pantelic on the pressure. Chapman's going to take off and slide down before he runs into multiple red jerseys, gains about 6 on the play. I don't even know if that was enough to get back to the original line of scrimmage, though, so it's going to be 3rd and long here for the Pike Red Devils.
And as we've seen before, Jace Chapman, like we said, utilizes wide receivers, so we can use one of those who are ready and able to watch out for this Crown Point defense to catch the ball.
3rd and 10, 3rd and long. 4 wide receivers out for the Red Devils. Pantelic on the pressure. Big hit taken by Chapman down the middle of the field of Bryson Fields. What a throw from Jace Chapman in traffic. Bryson Fields makes the catch, and Chapman took a hit in the middle of that scrum. What a throw, what a completion all the way to the Crown Point 40-yard line.
As I said before, you got to watch out for Bryson Fields, those wide receivers. He's going to utilize them because that's what they are known to do.
Early snap here, no flag is down. Chapman was not ready for that snap, a gain of 1 on the play, so I guess a positive play yardage-wise for the Pike Red Devils, and everybody on the offensive line giving their center Taj Amos some slaps on the helmet there for the mistake he made. I tell you what, Bella, Jace Chapman for a sophomore, he seems to have a lot of composure there in the pocket.
He truly does. And we were saying this about Tice Cussy. You need to just kind of relax a little bit and just look at who you have. And that's what he constantly does. He doesn't just hand it off right away. He looks at who he has and look at that play he just made to Bryson Fields.
So on 2nd and 9, Merriweather carries for maybe another yard. So it's going to be another 3rd and long for the Red Devils. They just had 3rd and 10, and Jace Chapman delivered a laser over the middle of field.
We mentioned earlier in this game, too, that the run game for Pike is going to be tough against the Crown Point defense. With Merriweather, number 20, he's going to have to fight through to get there. So handing it off might not be the best decision right now.
Dalen Merriweather had 19 carries for 71 yards last week. He's splitting out in motion out wide to the near side of your screen. Chapman to throw once again on 3rd and 8. Flag is down. Screen to Bryson Fields. Breaks a tackle. Runs into another Bulldog. That is Garrett Ortiz. But a flag is down both near the Pike sideline and the Crown Point sideline.
That's another excellent tackle by Garrett Ortiz. Earlier he had one too, and like we mentioned before, he's everywhere on this field. Every single place that you can find him, he is there, making those tackles, making those stops.
He really is everywhere, all over the field. That whole linebacker core. Brody Hood, Garrett Ortiz, Ben Clark, AJ Summers as well. All of those guys seem to be everywhere. That whole linebacker crew, and it looks like it will be another penalty on the Pike Red Devils. So that'll back them up to 3rd and 13. They just have 3rd and 10. What is 3 more yards for this Red Devil offense? Chapman with 4 wide receivers out. 1 man in the backfield. 3rd and 13. Chapman back to throw. Has time. Fires over the middle of the field. Bryson Fields makes an excellent catch in traffic again. Ben Clark and Brody Hood were both there to deliver the hit, but what a catch by Fields in traffic, and another long 3rd down conversion.
Wow, Bryson Fields is on fire tonight. The wide receiver game is really on point, and I think they have that connection. They just connect with each other, and he's open even though he's surrounded by Crown Point defenders, and he just manages to catch the ball.
So the Red Devils driving here all the way down to the Crown Point 29. Jace Chapman delivering on 3rd down so far. He's in the gun once again. Wide receiver screen to the near side. Down the sideline. AJ Summers is there. Gets stiff-armed and wrestled down all the way to about the 10-yard line. Good play by Jalen Griffin, the 5'9", 177-pound senior receiver. He had 9 receptions for 68 yards last week. Another very positive play all the way to the 12 for the Pike Red Devils.
And even though Pike gets these penalties, they make up for it right now with these plays with their wide receivers.
Yeah.
And their communication, and they just go. And it works for them every time.
So Jace Chapman in the gun once again. 4 wide receivers. Looks like a twin set here. It's going to be a handoff to Merriweather up the middle. Runs into that big red wall. Gains about 4 yards on the play. Steve Pantelik, Nevion Wright in on the tackle. Jaden Sadler also in there. Now Josh Daniels subbing back in for Nevion Wright. So now down to about the 10-yard line. Inside the red zone, obviously. Jace Chapman, very impressive so far. Bryson Fields already lined up at wide receiver to the far side of your screen. Jaden Sadler seems to be man-on-man out there with him. Merriweather remains in the backfield. Chapman in the gun, 2nd and 8. Handoff to Merriweather, dashing up the middle to about the 6-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and about 3 for this Red Devil offense. Chapman heads toward the sideline, getting his call from head coach Michael Brevard. 3rd and 4 from about the 7-yard line. A huge 3rd down here. Chapman's delivered on 3rd down already. Jake Yeager trying to get everybody in position. 3rd and 4. Now Chapman yelling out commands to his offensive line. Some wide receivers. Chapman, 10 on the play clock. Motion, looks to throw. Throws a fade to the back corner of the end zone. Bryson Fields comes down with it. What a drive from the Pike Red Devils and Jace Chapman. My, oh my. Bryson Fields as well. He's got his first touchdown of the night. Touchdown, Red Devils.
And he got a touchdown last week, too, as well. The only person with a touchdown. And he's just doing it again and again and again. And he's continuing on in that communication. And he's excellent on their team.
What an impressive drive. What a response from the Pike Red Devils. And with this extra point, they're going to tie this one right up. It'll be Joseph Franklin. His kick is blocked. And no return, so it is no good. You never know this Crown Point team, so they still have the lead 7-6 instead of being up 8-7 this time, but still does not take away from that amazing, just flat out amazing drive from the Red Devils.
It truly was. They had penalty after penalty, and they still continue to drive down the field. They were pushed back 3 yards from where they already were on a third down, and they just made it even farther for a first down. That is not something you see every drive or even every game. It's just truly excellent by Bryson Fields and Chase Chapman.
See AJ Summers down there on the sideline. Tice Custody also down there on the sideline getting set to go out for another offensive drive. And Bella, you talk about the momentum meter. This is a huge drive. For that momentum meter, the Bulldogs got to come out swinging.
They really do, because right now, I think Pike definitely has that on their side. It's not even 50%. I think it's more like 75%, because that was an excellent drive. So I think Crown Point needs to get it back, even if they don't score, just to get that power back, fast and aggressive like Coach likes.
So it'll be Joseph Franklin, the kickoff once again for the Red Devils. I mean, just I am appalled by how well Jace Chapman handled that pressure on those throws, that whole drive. I mean, the one that he delivered over the middle of the field to Bryson Fields.
Excellent.
Was an excellent throw. And the kickoff is up and away. Max Gurnick to return. Fields it at about the 17. Runs right into everybody at around the 32-yard line. And that is where this Bulldog offense will start. Tice Custody, Braden Scott in this offense. They've got a little bit of work to do after an excellent Pike drive. If you're just joining us here on Game Night presented by the Bulldog Network. Crown Point Bulldogs lead the Pike Red Devils 7-6, but the Red Devils just answered with an incredible drive from their sophomore quarterback, Jace Chapman. And now the Crown Point Bulldogs looking to respond in their own way. 1st and 10 from the 32. Handoff to Braden Scott up the middle. Took an early hit in the run. So only a gain of about 3 on the play.
I think Crown Point does need to utilize Braden Scott and Max Gurnick more and more, but like they are used to their run game. That is typically what they always like to do. So I think that's what they need to continue doing while they're on this drive to gain that point and the momentum meter back.
2nd and 6 for the Crown Point Bulldogs.
As we can see, Tice Custody hands it off to number 1. Ethan Zokowski, wide receiver. He is tackled at the 50-yard line. The catch is good for the Bulldogs. As we can see, like we said before, ball is on the 50-yard line. We have Tice Custody talking on the sideline, being switched out for what looks like AJ Summers. So he is going to be playing quarterback now. We still have Ethan Zokowski in. And Kingston Connolly, too, lining up on the right side. Ball is snapped. AJ Summers is running it, and he runs pretty far through the Pike defense. As we can see, more communication. We have AJ Summers back on the field again. Tice Custody is just on the sidelines. Still having Kingston Connolly and Ethan Zokowski AJ Summers snaps and he goes in, blocking. He is holding on. A defender is holding on to his waist as he is running down the field. He gets past multiple Pike defenders and he is past that first down. Bulldog first down right there. That just shows you how physical AJ Summers is, that he can just go down the field with a defender hanging onto his waist, and the fact that he can still get that first down is excellent physicality on his end. They line up. Ethan Zokowski. This is actually passed, to Braden Scott. It was a handoff by Tice Custy is what I meant to say. And then, like I said before, I think this is what they really need to do. They really need to utilize Braden Scott because he's an excellent runner, and that is what we've seen before. We've seen him take these really physical plays and just go with them, and I think that's what they need to utilize on this Crown Point offense right now. As we see, we have AJ Summers in for the ball. AJ Summers is just running with the ball. He is running, number 21 on him. He is tackled down. And this is now a Bulldog first down, which is excellent for them. They are in their enemy territory right now.
I'm back in the booth once again. Thank you, Bella Angarone, for covering. Once more, about 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Score remains 7-6, but the Bulldogs are driving. First and 10 from about the 19-yard line. Kingston Connolly, Ethan Zilkowski split out wide once again. You're going to hear their names called quite a lot. AJ Summers will keep it once again up the middle. Brought down after a short gain of about 3, maybe 4 on the play. Bulldogs driving down to the 15 now.
I wanted to mention before while you were out there, AJ Summers, he was running, and number 55, David Mills, he was holding onto his waist while he got the first down and everything. It's just crazy the physicality on AJ Summers.
Yeah, Davon Mills, I mean, has not had a bad game so far himself. But when you have AJ Summers and Braden Scott and Max Gurnick and even Tice Custy running the ball, it's going to be a hard trio to stop. This is going to be a carry from Braden Scott, but he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be third and long. Third and about 12 from the 21-yard line, we'll call it that. And Davon Mills is limping off toward the sideline. Excuse me, that is not Davon Mills. That is Victor Fapasi. He is on the Pike sideline. He was limping off the field. Did walk off under his own power. Timeout is called by the Pike Red Devils with 1 minute and 37 to go. Strategic timeout call there. Gives them some time if they get back on offense. 7-6 remains the score here in Crown Point. And Bella, I mean, what a game we have so far. Let's see if the second half goes like last week's second half. But so far, what a game we have on our hands.
Honestly, I don't think it's going to go like last week's. I think it's still going to stay. I think it's going to be back and forth, back and forth. I think Crown Point is going to do great this drive, but then I think Pike is going to come back and do the exact same thing.
If Chase Chapman looks anything like he did on that last offensive drive, as you see the huddle there, Max Gurnick in the middle there with Cooper Mulaski. You see Cesar Torres in there, one of the running backs here for the Bulldogs. I mean, if Chase Chapman looks anything similar to what he did on that last drive, it's going to be a tough night for this Bulldog defense. But of course, we will see.
It's also going to be a tough year for anyone, I feel like, who plays Pike, because Chase Chapman, he is excellent. Even if he's playing like he plays like this every game, that's going to be great for them.
Yeah, I mean, this Pike defense has not played too terrible themselves.
No.
Have only allowed 7 points. I think too many yards than they would have liked, but I mean, still only 7 points to a very, very good Crown Point offense. As they head back out there, they had 226 passing yards to pair with 322 rushing yards last game, totaling for 548 total yards. Max Gurnick, that's Braden Scott, tripping over his own feet, but a bunch of Red Devils are there. Willie Chapman, the Miami of Ohio commit at linebacker. for the Red Devils is there. Great play by this Pike Red Devil defense once again. Timeout is called by the Pike Red Devils, so they're down to their final one. So one timeout for the Bulldogs, one timeout for the Red Devils remaining. And now Oliver Brewer is on the 40-yard line warming up.
And
Might be his first field goal attempt of the season.
Yeah, and we don't see Braden Scott stumbling very often. This is definitely like a once-time thing that we don't see at all. So it's gives something to Pike's defense that they can try to trip him up like that.
Yeah, well, Davon Mills was right in Tice Custy's face as he's throwing that screen, giving it a little bit more of a lob, more time for Pike to get there. And Willie Chapman, their star linebacker, 6'2", 215-pound senior, able to get there and make the tackle. So Oliver Brewer on to kick for the Crown Point Bulldogs. A bit of a longer kick here for him, but who knows? It is Oliver Brewer. He's been on the varsity team all 4 of his years. His first field goal attempt of the season. This one from about 41 yards out. Horton the hold. He's going to have to get rid of it. Horton's rolling out, looking for somebody to throw to, and he will be taken down all the way back at the 38-yard line. And the Pike Red Devils, wow, what a response on offense and on defense. No points on that drive for the Crown Point offense, and that momentum meter is now really turning towards Pike.
100%. Even though Crown Point had the ball for a little while, I feel like it didn't shift at all, even if it went more toward Pike, like you just said. I think Pike is taking this for a little while.
So now the Crown Point defense coming back out. Minute 17 to play. Each team with a timeout remaining. A.J. Summers lining up at corner here for the Bulldogs. Bobby Bond at safety paired with Jake Yeager. 12 and 25 in the back on your screen. Jace Chapman, Crown Point Bulldogs pointing out somebody who jumped on the Pike offensive line. Chapman not super happy with his offensive line. Again, it was the center, Taj Amos, the 5'10", 265-pound senior. So backing themselves up another 5 yards, but it seems like those penalties have not really affected this offense. 1st and 15 from the 32. Screen out to Bryson Fields. Fields tries to cut in between Bobby Bond and A.J. Summers, but Bobby Bond with an excellent tackle. Gain of about 5 on the play. We're going to call it 2nd and 9. 2nd and 10 for the Pike Red Devils. Going quick here again, only with one timeout, under a minute to play. 55 seconds to go. Toss out to Merriweather. Merriweather running into a few red jerseys. Pantelic and Summers on the tackle. Out of bounds. Gain of 3 on the play, so 3rd and long. Clock does stop with 49 seconds to go. Huge 3rd down here. This could be a big conversion for the Red Devils, a big stop for the Bulldog defense. The Red Devils get the ball to come out of the second half. Chapman in the gun, Merriweather into block. He's looking to throw, rolling out, being chased by Brody Hood and Steve Pantelic, and he's going to throw that one away. Flag is down in the backfield. Sign looks to be holding. And barring anything we can't see from up here, it appears that the Crown Point Bulldogs have come up with a pretty big stop. Awaiting the official signal from one of the men dressed in zebra. Black and white stripes down there. Still conversing. 42 seconds to go in the first half. And looks like he's throwing down another flag. He signaled, head official signaled intentional grounding on Jace Chapman, which would automatically be a loss of down, I believe. So it will be a loss of down and a 5-yard penalty. Coach Buzz accepts the intentional grounding, declines the holding. So it'll be 4th and long, and the Red Devils will be forced to punt with 42 seconds to go. So now we're going to have to see what the Bulldog offense can do with 42 seconds to go and only one timeout.
I was just about to say, they don't have very much time, knowing that Pike is also going to be getting the ball back in the second half, but they can try as much as they can.
Johnny Sanchez punted 3 times prior to this game, nearly blocked. Flag is down. Nobody back to return for the Bulldogs. Brody Hood was the one who nearly got there. Missed the ball. Another flag is down on the field. Spot of the ball is about the 43-yard line, so it would be pretty good starting field position for the offense. Officials heading towards Coach Buzz to inform him, pointing down the Crown Point way. 30 seconds remain on the clock. Brody Hood nearly got a block there, and you talk about a turn of events. So 5-yard penalty on Pike, so the Bulldogs will get 5 yards from the spot where the official marked it, so a little boost there.
Again, those penalties, they keep racking up, and they're helping Crown Point. Even though Pike worked on them last time and they did great things after getting those penalties, they can't do too much now.
So 30 seconds to go. Interested to see what this offense will do. Max Gurnick in at running back. Phantom Mulaski, tight end. Zokowski and Connolly at wide receiver, of course. 1st and 10 from the 48. Play action from Custy. Custy looking deep, has time, throws down the field to Ethan Zokowski. That one is incomplete. No flags on the play. Took 7 seconds off the clock, down to 23. Realistic field goal range here for Oliver Brewer is probably about the 30-yard line. It would be about a 48-yarder from there. I've seen him make kicks much longer than that in practice. Not in a game yet. He made a 48-yarder just a year ago. He could do it again if the Bulldogs get enough yardage. 2nd and 10 from their 48. 4 wide receivers out. Gurnick in motion. Screen to R.J. Ford. Custy is hit. Ford makes a move all the way down to the 42. No timeout is being called by Coach Buzz. Clock is still stopped. Looks like they're going to try and run a play here. 16 seconds to go. Clock will begin the roll once again. Custy again the throw, looking short now, rolling out. Custy will smartly throw this one away. 7 seconds to go. Before the half, they're at the 42-yard line. Don't think this would be enough for Oliver Brewer. About a 60-yarder from here.
He can try, but I don't think that would be too possible.
That'd be a long field goal for a high school kicker.
Yeah, definitely.
Crown Point still with 1 timeout. Maybe get 10 yards or so over the middle of the field. Call timeouts. It would have to be really quick. And then maybe put on Oliver Brewer, but that would be a really tough thing for the Bulldogs to do. Custy to throw on play action, looks down the sideline. Zokowski's got it, and he will get out of bounds with 2 seconds to spare. Great play call, great execution from the Crown Point offense, and they are going to send out Oliver Brewer for what appears to be about a 50-yard field goal. Final play of the first half here. And even though this is only 3 points, this would be a big momentum shift to the way of Crown Point. A 50-yard field goal attempt.
Wow.
For Oliver Brewer here. A.J. Summers to hold after the muff snap from Chase Horton on the last field goal attempt. Snap good. Hold is good. Brewer's kick is up, and it will be short to end the first half. And what a first half it was. The Crown Point Bulldogs lead the Pike Red Devils 7-6 Very interesting first half to start here.
Extremely.
And a 50-yard missed field goal to end it. But the score remains the same, 7-6. The Bulldogs lead only by 1 after leading by 8 last time. We're going to send it down to Josie Mikert on the sideline.
The offense scored on the first drive tonight and set the tone early. What did you like about that first drive?
I liked our physicality. We ran a lot of heavy sets, and we came out and we did what we wanted to do, running the ball.
And you guys have been using the Wildcat offense tonight. Why do you think that's been successful?
Going with that physicality again, it allows us to get an extra blocker in there, and I like our odds with that.
And finally, what's your message to the boys in the locker room?
I think we got to finish drives. We finished the first one. We didn't finish the last couple drives. We've moved the ball, and then we stalled. So we need to finish.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Josie, down there on the sideline. Excellent work from her once again. Crown Point Bulldogs go into the second half with a 7-6 lead. Excellent first half we've had here on Game Night presented by the Bulldog Network. Join us for the second half. Gabe Trevino and Bella Angarone on the call for you at home. The Bulldog Network second half is next.
At Crown Point High School, we are a connected community. The larger we grow, the stronger we become, because at our core are values that guide us.
What does it mean to be part of our Bulldog community?
It means courage, facing adversity head on, leading with grit, and knowing that every setback is a step forward.
Crown Point taught me not to be afraid to try something new.
It means creativity, from center stage to classroom labs. It is where passion meets purpose and innovation takes shape. Bulldogs bring ideas to life. It means citizenship, giving back, lifting others, building a stronger community together.
Our students learn that leadership begins with service.
It means culture, every story, every background, every voice, adding to our shared experience. It means being future ready, with more than 20 career pathways, 60 dual credit and AP courses, and preparation for college, career, or service.
I know Crown Point is helping me get where I want to go.
And through it all, we stay connected. With more than 75 clubs, sports, and activities, there's a place for everyone. Every classroom, every activity, every team. Woven together into one community. Crown Point High School, where the heart of a Bulldog stays with you, ready to take on the world. Connected at our core.
What?
This means we get to talk to Denise.
Your Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent helps guide you through the process, so you don't have to go it alone.
Denise!
Hey! Wow! We were just talking about you. That's so funny.
Whether you kick off your day hot and fresh or bold and cold, scored big with Java Wave coffee. Then fill up on favorites like our delicious breakfast pizza, home-style biscuits and gravy, or our croissant note lineup. Hot, fresh, and ready every morning. And if you're really hungry, try the Farmhouse Sandwich, the king of Indiana breakfast. However you start your day, start it the Bulldog way with Family Express.
You don't want to miss this. The pace, the noise, the moments you don't forget. Get in now with a $100 refundable per-seat deposit and secure priority access to the best available seats and best pricing for the 2026-27 season. The earlier you act, the better your options. Don't miss it. Secure your spot today.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome to the Corner Booth. At the end of a long week, the best reward is to slide into a warm, comfortable corner booth at your favorite neighborhood pub or diner. The Corner Booth frozen pizza, appetizers, and Italian beef bring us back to the neighborhood and traditional recipes. We love our pub-style pizza in Chicago. Its signature characteristics include a crispy, thin crust, 100% real thick shredded cheese, and an overload of quality toppings. The taste is satisfying to the soul. And for a truly authentic pub-style experience, we recommend cutting our pizza into squares, not wedges. We invite you to savor the irresistible flavors that have made the Corner Booth a staple of Chicago's food scene. Available at Jewel. Generations of family, faith, and community are at the heart of Dutch Farms. Based in Chicago for nearly 40 years, we work hard to bring you a full line of fresh, high-quality products fast. Like eggs that go from farm to shelf in 24 to 48 hours. That's freshness you can trust. And it's all part of our family tradition of quality here at Dutch Farms.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Whoa, bummer. Well, at least you get to see your insurance agent, right?
Yeah, you're right. Sure, my car got struck by lightning, but my Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent, Mike, is gonna help me figure it out. So awesome. Oh, here he is. Big Mike!
Your Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent helps guide you through the process, so you don't have to go it alone.
At Crown Point High School, we are a connected community. The larger we grow, the stronger we become, because at our core are values that guide us.
What does it mean to be part of our Bulldog community?
It means courage, facing adversity head on, leading with grit, and knowing that every setback is a step forward.
Crown Point taught me not to be afraid to try something new.
It means creativity, from center stage to classroom labs. It is where passion meets purpose and innovation takes shape. Bulldogs bring ideas to life. It means citizenship, giving back, lifting others, building a stronger community together.
Our students learn that leadership begins with service.
It means culture. Every story, every background, Every voice adding to our shared experience. It means being future ready with more than 20 career pathways, 60 dual credit and AP courses, and preparation for college, career, or service.
I know Crown Point is helping me get where I want to go.
And through it all, we stay connected. With more than 75 clubs, sports, and activities, there's a place for everyone. Every classroom, every activity, every team. Woven together into one community. Crown Point High School, where the heart of a Bulldog stays with you, ready to take on the world. Connected at our core.
The Crown Point Bulldogs lead the Pike Red Devils 7-6 here at the end of the first half. Second half coming up in about 5 minutes, as you can see on your screen. The Bulldogs have been solid all around, but the Pike Red Devils, Bella, have been responding.
They have been excellent, especially in offense. We saw that the connection between Jace Chapman and his wide receiver room is excellent, especially number 2, Bryson Fields. They are connected, I feel like, at the hip sometimes. They know where they're going. He knows where Bryson Fields is running, and he's throwing it to him every single time.
Yeah, Bryson Fields having a great night, has the sole touchdown for the Red Devils so far. Had 7 catches for 71 yards and a touchdown last week. Of course, Dalen Merriweather doing his thing on the ground for the Pike Red Devils. It's really been a competitive game so far. We saw this last week where the Bulldogs were up 15-7 at half against, I would say, a weaker Lowell team than Pike this year. But Pike is actually playing them closer, only down 1 instead of down 8 like last week. And I think it's going to be, as you said earlier, I think it's going to be a very interesting second half, and I really can't wait for it.
Very interesting. And look at last season. We played them the second game, and it was 21-0. Now look at it. It's Pike 6, Crown Point 7. We're up by 1 point instead of 21 like last time.
Last year, the Crown Point Bulldogs beat the Pike Red Devils 21-0, and that was at Pike. That was in Indianapolis with, I'd say, a much better Crown Point team, but still a pretty shocking start to this one. If you're just joining us, I'm Gabe Trevino alongside Bella Angarone. We thank you for joining us. I want to remind all of you watching that we are your source for every single home Crown Point football game for the whole year. We'll have this one. We'll have Lake Central on September 11th, Portage on September 18th, and Chesterton on October 9th. We'll have a little break there of 2 weeks on the road. But so far, this one's been good. Let's focus on this one before we get to the DAC opponents. Right. We want to talk about Maryville. We'll definitely talk about them in the postgame, which is looking forward to next week. But so far, 7-6 is the score. Run game for Crown Point has been maintained. It definitely, Pike could be doing some things different to stop the run game, but it's been contained.
Yeah, Crown Point, like Braden Scott, he hasn't been making the big plays that he did last week. We saw him continuously getting through last week with the other defenses and such, and this one he's not getting through. He's used to shrug off the players, and now he's getting pulled down by them, which is how typically it should be, but that's very unheard of for Braden Scott.
Yeah, and Max Gurnick and A.J. Summers just not doing too much. A.J. Summers with a sole rushing touchdown from about 7 yards out, but Max Gurnick and Braden Scott, by the way, tripped over his own feet. We've never seen that before.
Nope.
So, and Ethan Zolkowski's had a few good catches. Kingston Connolly's had a few good catches. The Crown Point offense isn't playing bad.
No.
But they're not playing good enough against a really solid Pike defense that we did not see being this good coming in.
No, not at all. And even look at the Crown Point offense. We have our quarterbacks, Tice Custy and A.J. Summers. They were rotating a lot in the beginning, and now we're kind of dwindling more to Tice Custy, as we saw before. But also they're stopping him. They're chasing him down the field. They're not letting him look around. He is calming down, but more than his last game. But at the same time, they're still stopping him.
Yeah, and Tice Custy, I'm very interested to see if this second half is close. Will Coach Buzz go to the air game? Will he throw the ball with Tice Custy? Because, I mean, we haven't seen Tice Custy been put in a situation as the Bulldogs come out for the second half where he's had to throw the ball. It's been kind of optional to throw the ball. Let's see how the second half progresses, but if it ends up staying about this close, I think Coach Buzz is going to be forced into throwing the ball.
And I think that's what they need to do. Yes, the run game is always good, and even with A.J. Summers running through the defense, Pike is getting stronger and stronger, I feel like, each time they're out on the field. So I think they really need to throw the ball to their wide receivers. They have Ethan Zilkowski out there, Kingston Connolly. They need to utilize them more than just relying on their run game, which they did mostly last year and the last game as well.
And a tribute to Dolly Parton, who passed away just a few days ago, 9 to 5, playing here at Crown Point Stadium. One of the great songs that the late Dolly Parton made. I was actually listening to that the day after she died with my mom. Just great to look back. And, rest in peace to Dolly Parton. Passed away a few days ago. Good tribute here from the guys in the press box. Mr. Mulaski doing our PA announcing, controlling some of the music up here.
They were playing good songs before the game, too.
Yeah, they were, yeah. And Dolly Parton adds to that.
Yeah.
So the Crown Point Bulldogs and the Pike Red Devils, if you were just joining us, a really close one here, 7-6. You might have turned on your TV or your phone or wherever you may be watching this, and you might have said, whoa, 7-6, is that the real score? Is something wrong with this broadcast? No. It's 7-6. The score is 7-6, a very close one. And we hope it's just as close, if not closer, in the second half. Going to be very interesting to see how the Crown Point Bulldogs respond. Bulldogs out there getting ready, getting set to go for the second half. The Red Devils will receive the kickoff. Anything different, anything the same you want to see from the Crown Point Bulldogs, whether it be defense or offense?
I would say defense-wise, just keep watching out for those wide receivers. I think they are having a good time watching out for the running backs with the red wall, as we said before. But yes, you can watch for those running backs, but you also need to watch for those wide receivers because there's so many of them on the field at one time, and they're constantly using them. Yeah. That's one thing that they need to fix.
That's a great point. Pike usually throws out 4 receivers. They threw out 5 with Dalen Merriweather coming in motion on one of those plays.
They throw all of them out there.
Yeah, Jace Chapman, a quarterback who threw 38 times as a sophomore in a high school football game last week. He threw 3 interceptions, but so far, I kind of coming into this game as I was looking at Jace Chapman, is he going to be this kind of young, seems to be talented, but kind of reckless quarterback?
Right.
So far, he has not seemed reckless at all. I mean, Jace Chapman taking hits in the pocket, delivering strikes to Bryson Fields and others. If he continues to do this, Crown Point, their defense, they've got a problem.
He's the opposite of reckless, I think. He is composed, he is calm, and he knows when he needs to run and when he needs to pass it off. I feel like every single thing that is in his brain, he just knows what to do with, and it's like the right play. Yeah. It's never like scrambling for anything. He just calmly drops back or hands it off, and they go with it.
Yeah, calm, cool, and collected.
Yes.
For sure, definitely, indeed. And, you know, Bryson Fields, you pointed out the receivers before the game.
Yeah.
And I kind of didn't think much of it. But, I mean, man, Jalen Griffin has had a few receptions here. Dalen Merriweather, I believe, has had one reception himself. Yeah. But Bryson Fields, the receiver to highlight.
Excellent.
And he also, not just the grab over the middle of the field twice in coverage, but also on Jaden Sadler in the back corner of the end zone.
Yes, it is. It's just crazy to see. I was not expecting Bryson Fields to get most of the touches. I mean, he did get a bunch last time, but I was actually expecting Jalen Griffin, number 21, to get most of them because he also plays cornerback and wide receiver. When I was watching Pike's game, he was constantly on the field, constantly getting touches, defense and offensively, and he's been very quiet this game. So it's a great breakout game for Bryson Fields, though, if I may say.
As you saw there, Tice Custy was warming up on the sideline. I still see Connor Cavalcante in his jersey on the sideline.
Right.
And he is walking around. There seems to be no noticeable limp to him. As he's going to go sit under, maybe not sit, he walks under one of the tents heading down towards, I believe that's Coach Buzz down there. So he looks like he's okay, like that injury was maybe not as bad as it looked. But he has not played a single snap of this game. It has been Noah Bozanovsky at center, Cade Buckmaster at right guard, and, of course, the rest of the O-line with Tony Brooks, the Grand Valley State commit, Logan Howard, who actually got an offer from Valparaiso earlier in the week, and, of course, Zach Clark, brother of Ben Clark at right tackle. But so far, Bozanovsky has played really well. We'll see if Cavalcante comes back in the near future as he's talking with his fellow offensive lineman Tony Brooks and Braden Scott down there.
I think
But
it's also
we'll see.
safe that they're not putting him in yet, too, because maybe he goes back out there and he gets even more hurt than he was before. Sometimes recovery is a good thing. Sit him for a
Oliver
game.
Brewer is on the kick to start the second half here. Very interesting storyline. Have not seen many of these in recent years, but we have a close one here in Crown Point. The Crown Point Bulldogs and the Pike Red Devils getting set to go here in the second half. 7-6, Crown Point leads, and Oliver Brewer, the senior kicker, boots this one underway all the way about 5 yards into the end zone. And the Pike Red Devils will start at the 20-yard line. Saw Ethan Zolkowski walking down there on the sideline. Oliver Brewer's been doing his thing, tried a 50-yarder at the end of the half.
That's just crazy.
May have bitten off to more than he could chew there.
A little bit, yeah.
And ended that one a little bit too short.
Yeah.
Now the Crown Point defense is out on the field. Jace Chapman, let's see what he can do. An excellent first half from him and his star receiver, Bryson Fields. Let's see what they can do again. Dalen Merriweather in the backfield for the Pike Red Devils. They'll go to him on the first play. Big hit down low by Ben Clark. And Brody Hood hops up with no hands there. Merriweather gains about 5 on the play.
And that's actually progress for them, I feel like, on this side, because I feel like Merriweather, knowing this Crown Point defense, it's very hard for them to find a gap. And as we can clearly see, he found that gap.
So second and medium here as the sun has almost completely set here at Crown Point Stadium to start the second half. Chapman back to throw for the first time in the second half, going down the sideline. That one is caught down the sideline. No, incomplete. Elijah Smith was down the sideline. The 6'1", 186-pound junior nearly came down with another great grab and a great throw from Jace Chapman again. Really close to that sideline, ends up incomplete, 3rd and 6.
I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of that play more often, even if it's not with Smith, it can be with other people like Fields as well.
Still at cornerback, something we haven't seen until tonight. Pantelic on the pressure, overthrowing his man. Jalen Griffin nearly falls into the hands of Jaden Sadler. A little disappointed they didn't come down with that one, but Jake Yeager pumping him up after that dropped INT. So Max Gurnick, for the first time tonight, will go back to return. Bulldogs kind of went all out there at the end of the second half to try and block that kick. Johnny Sanchez once again on the punt. Gurnick will return. Lots of Reds jerseys packing that line of scrimmage, waiting to go. Sanchez barely gets this one off. Left-footed. Gurnick in a scoot away from that one. Sadler scooting away from it as well. And then it'll go to about the 38-yard line, and that's where the Bulldog offense will start the second half. Call it the 40-yard line, excuse me. Just 53 seconds in to the third quarter. Cooper Mulaski down there on the sideline with the other freshman tight end, Fanton. Custy obviously down there. Coach Kroll, the freshman offensive coordinator down there, played under him. Excellent coach. Taught me everything I need to know for up here in the booth. So thank you to Coach Kroll down there doing his thing. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Handoff to Braden Scott up the middle. Does not gain much. Another offensive lineman slow to get up. It's Cade Buckmaster. A little bit of a limp. He's taking some small steps. Appears to be his right leg, but looks okay. 2nd and 7 now for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and as we can see, AJ Summers is coming back out there now again.
And Alex Wythe, the backup right tackle, got in there on a little heavier package. Subbing back out. Here goes Summers, taking it himself to the outside, and he's brought down by the Red Devils once again. That's Kyson Harvey, the defensive tackle for the Pike Red Devils, the 6 foot, 235-pound junior, 3rd and 5. Now for the Bulldogs from their own 45.
I feel like AJ Summers is playing every single role again. I said he was playing quarterback earlier when he was playing running back while he's playing quarterback, and I feel like now he's playing both yet again and on the defense as well.
So 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs. Play clock running down to under 10. Coach Buzz waving his guys on. Play clock down to 3 now. Custy will snap the ball with just 1 on the play clock. Custy throws over the middle of the field. RJ Ford makes the catch, makes a move and tackled down to about the 43-yard line. Good job by Tice Custy. The awareness, seeing that play clock go down, makes the throw. Another first down pickup for the Bulldogs.
And that's what you need to see. That wide receiver game, I believe, is very key here because the passing, the run game is not working as much with Braden Scott. This is what's working for them.
So 1st and 10 from the 44 now. This Bulldog offense is driving. Can they put it in for 6 or 3? If they need Oliver Brewer to come in and boot one through. 1st and 10. Tice Custy in the gun. He's going to go play action once more. Custy pump fakes, looking, rolling out right. Custy's going to be hit, throws that one away. Pressure by the Pike Red Devils. Tice Custy was able to get that one off, but throws it out of bounds. 2nd and 10 from the 44. Custy coming back out of the game. AJ Summers coming in, the presumable Wildcat quarterback.
Yes, 100%.
Defensive line remaining the same. No Connor Cavalcante. Summers going to take this one right up the middle, slightly to the left. Breaks this one outside. Breaks a few tackles, running over a few white jerseys. And he's going to get all the way up to around the 30-yard line, about the 32. And another Bulldog first down.
He found those perfect gaps and just kept going with it. It almost felt like he was running in a staircase motion.
So 1st and 10, Cooper Molaski still in the game. Ethan Zilkowski, Kingston Connolly, Braden Scott. Here comes RJ Ford. Fanton coming out after getting many reps tonight. Tice Custy coming back in at quarterback. Scott remains in as the running back. Kingston Connolly, Ethan Zilkowski, RJ Ford at receiver, and stoppage by the officials, timeout by the Crown Point Bulldogs with 8:31 to play here in the 3rd quarter. If you're just joining us here on Game Night presented by the Bulldog Network, as you can see, timeout called by the Bulldogs. Max Gurnick, Tony Brooks, Ethan Zilkowski all in there, huddling up with their offense, getting things sorted here. 7-6 is the score. Bulldogs lead by 1, 8.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. I'm Gabe Trevino doing your play-by-play alongside Bella Angarone doing your color commentary tonight. Thank you for joining us wherever and however you may be watching or listening. And a full moon is out tonight. Kind of an orangish moon out tonight. A little sneak peek to Halloween kind of out there.
It's kind of strange. It's interesting.
Yeah, full orange moon out there. Ethan Zilkowski, as you can see on your screen, lined up out wide. 1st and 10. Summers will take this one up the middle. Summers breaking through, breaking a few tackles. AJ Summers taking off down inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown, Bulldogs. AJ Summers with his 2nd of the night took that one out from 32 yards.
Again, he is such a dynamic player. Like I said, he's playing running back as a quarterback, and he's just going to, and he's not deviating like Braden Scott was last week. He's not moving at all. He's going north-south, and he's running the ball.
Yeah, I mean, all the running backs, including AJ Summers, who isn't really a running back, all going north and south, not many moves. Right to left, east and west. Oliver Brewer on for his 2nd extra point try of the night. And that one is up and through. Oliver Brewer's extra point is good, and the Crown Point Bulldogs lead the Pike Red Devils 14-6.
Again, as effortless as ever. As we see from Oliver Brewer, he is completing these points and definitely keep going. As we can see, our student section is actually still super packed right now. It is only 8 minutes and 23 seconds left in the third quarter, so it's not emptying out yet, but it's still packed right now. Beautiful night. Mentioned the big orange moon. It's a beautiful, beautiful day for football, guys. As we can see, Pike is lining up for the kickoff. Here comes Crown Point onto the field. As we can see, everyone is starting to get ready. Refs are calling off the field. We see Oliver Brewer starting to set the ball. He is getting ready to kick it off. With that hype music playing in the background, ready for him to kick it off. He is ready, about to set up. And the kick is off, and it is into the end zone. This is going to now have Pike offense come onto the field, Crown Point defense. As we can see, the teams are huddling, getting ready to step out there. We have Jace Chapman on the field currently. We see Elijah Smith lined up to the left toward the bottom of the field. He hands off the ball and hands it off to Merriweather, and he is tackled down. There is a bunch of Bulldogs on him. Like we said, that big red wall, that run game is not the greatest right now for Pike, but we usually see Pike rely on their wide receivers, so hopefully they're going to continue that. We see them setting up again. Multiple wide receivers on the field. Everyone is getting set up. 23 moves. We see the ball is also handed off to Merriweather again. Barely any gain, though, for Merriweather. He is tackled yet again by the Crown Point red wall, as we keep continuing to say. We could see that Ben Clark was just celebrating a minute ago, putting his hands in the air, pretty happy that they got that stop. We set up again. Ball is snapped, hands it off yet again to Merriweather, and he is tackled down.
Merriweather on the carry. He was hit by a pack of dogs.
This is going to cause Pike to have to kick the ball because they did not make the first down.
And less than one. Including the punt, Gurnick is deep for the Bulldogs.
We're going to have kicker Johnny Sanchez Maldonado out there, number 30. He's going to be kicking the ball to what looks like Max Gurnick. And they are not kicking the ball. Number 10 has the ball, and he runs and gets sacked down. Crown Point looks very happy about that stop. They are going to have great fielding.
Steve Pantelic running off the sideline there. Great shot from our guy, our lead creative, Braden Zamoyski, down there on the sideline. Steve Pantelic running off the field after a block punt. Back up here in the booth. Bella Angarone, thanks for covering once again. So 14-6 remains your score, but now the Bulldogs in great field position at the 29-yard line, and this is where things can break wide open, Bella, with this offense.
100%. And as we keep talking about that momentum meter, this is definitely going to be the place where it's going to go. The ball is snapped currently. Tice Custody hands it off.
So Custody back in at quarterback. We saw AJ Summers for the majority of that last drive.
We did. Yes, we
at
did.
At quarterback. Custody back in. Might see Summers closer to the goal line. RJ Ford subbing in for the freshman tight end, Luca Fanton. So Ford, Zilkowski to the near side of your screen. Custody in the gun with Gurnick this time in the backfield. Play action. Custody to throw has Kingston Connolly wide open, and he missed his man. Pressure from the Red Devil defensive line. That was Tristan Sisk on the pressure.
I think we see a little bit of that panic there.
Kingston Connolly was wide open there.
He really was. And he was ready for it, too. It's just the pressure that gets to Tice Custody here.
So 3rd and about 8 now for the Bulldogs. Again, this is very kind of the very outside range of field goal range for Oliver Brewer. He tried a 50-yard field goal before half. Ended up well short. Very tight package here. Summers to keep it up the middle. Gets a few blocks, but he will not get enough. The Red Devil defense coming up big once again. Tristan Sisk along with Jaden Washington once again. So now it's 4th down, and the kicking unit will come on. AJ Summers will remain in to hold, it looks like. 5 minutes and change to go here in the 3rd quarter. Brewer to try this one from about 45 yards this time. Summers to hold.
A little better than last time.
Osnowski to snap. Snap is good. Hold is good. Oliver Brewer's kick is up and through.
There we go.
From 45 yards out, Oliver Brewer drills that one with ease. Lots of room to spare on that one. And the Bulldogs get 3 points on the board after the blocked punt. Big stop by that Red Devil defense to only let up 3 instead of 7.
Right.
But it's 3 points nonetheless. 17-6. Bulldogs is now the score.
I think the Bulldogs need to start utilizing more of AJ Summers. As we can see, Tice Custody, he kind of panics a little bit and he drops back. He had an open Ethan Zilkowski, but I feel like AJ Summers needs to be utilized more, especially in Bulldog territory.
Yeah, absolutely. Tice Custody leading the field goal there. Oliver Brewer knocks that one through from 45 yards out. Made a 48-yarder last year, 11-point lead now for the Bulldogs. Remains close here. Sub 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Oliver Brewer to kick off once more. If you're just joining us here on Game Night presented by the Bulldog Network, I'm Gabe Trevino alongside Bella Angarone. We have the Crown Point Bulldogs and the Pike Red Devils in a pretty close one here. 17-6 is the score. The Crown Point Bulldogs lead, and Oliver Brewer kicks this one way back there, nearly out of the back of the end zone. Ben Clark's helmet comes flying off on the kickoff. And he's going to come walking off the field. Threw his hands up in the air, maybe wanted a call there. So now 4:50 to go. Crown Point defense is back out there. And this is where Jace Chapman's really going to have to step up. And this is what we said in the pregame. He's going to have to throw the ball if they get in situations like this. And we're going to see. But I'm predicting lots of passing plays on this drive.
I 100% agree with you. The run game is always good, but he's great at what he's great at. And the wide receivers are his strengths.
5 wide here. Now Griffin coming in motion into the backfield. Going to be play action. Screen outside. AJ Summers nearly picked it off. He read that one. Is AJ Summers okay?
Yeah, that's
AJ Summers is down on the field, and this is not a good sign whatsoever.
not at all. He's such a
Grabbing
key
at,
player.
I believe it's his right leg. He read that screen perfectly, almost jumped right in front of Bryson Fields. Bryson Fields had to play a little defense there. AJ Summers getting stretched out right now on the field. It could be another cramp, which is, I mean, if we are right in our assumptions of these injuries where they're getting stretched out being cramps, then this is starting to become a problem here for the Crown Point Bulldogs.
It truly is, especially with multiple of these players. Last week we saw multiple of them getting cramps and getting down, and then now we have AJ Summers in this game as well.
So Summers still getting stretched out down there on the field. So we'll give you a little update from scores from around the region. Hobart leading the Portage Indians 20-7. Griffith leading the Munster Mustangs 14-13. Valpo a shutout so far against South Bend Riley 28-0. And the Chesterton Trojans leading the Hammond Morton Governors 13-6, as well as Andrean leading Fort Wayne Bishop 19-7. AJ Summers gets up and walks off under his own power. And here another game in the region. Crown Point leading 17-6 over the Red Devils. 2nd and 10. AJ Summers off for this play, possibly more. Jace Chapman rolling out. And it looks like he was limping there. And he's going to remain on the ground. Josh Daniels was there on the hit. And if I'm not mistaken, I thought Jace Chapman started limping in the middle of the play. He started hopping on one leg on the far side of the field.
I feel like this happened last game too. Everything was going smoothly, and then just injury after injury almost.
So an official stoppage here. Josh Daniels, a little bit of a later hit though, but the hit did not cause this injury. Chapman now with his helmet off at the 10-yard line on the far side of the field. And Chapman seems to be in some pain. Trainers attending to him. Was not clear what happened from our view up here in the booth on the Crown Point sideline. I just saw him kind of let up on running. Josh Daniels right behind him. Chapman gets up maybe with a slight limp, but walking off under his own power. So Chapman will have to come off for this play. 3rd and 10 here for the Red Devils. And a quarterback switch here for the Pike Red Devils. Chapman on the sideline trying to keep my eye on him. His helmet remains off. Did walk off under his own power. Meanwhile, the Red Devils have to go here on 3rd and 10. Fields is going to keep it at quarterback. And Fields will gain about 3 yards on the play. And the Red Devils, I assume, will be forced to punt here. Unless they feel they are in a dire situation. It looks like they will not go for it, so they are going to punt. Johnny Sanchez again on to punt for the Pike Red Devils on about 4th and 7 here. 6'1", 200-pound senior on this Red Devil team. And the Crown Point Bulldog offense going to get the ball right back. So Chapman appears okay. Is not being, an extra attention. This seems to not be needed. Punt is up and away. A little bounce here now, bouncing back to about the 43-yard line. So the Crown Point Bulldogs heading back out on offense with a more comfortable lead. Probably not as comfortable as Coach Buzz would like it.
As always, I feel
but more comfortable. Now their offense back out there to try and put more points on the board.
And hopefully they start putting in possibly Tice Custy right now, because we just saw AJ Summers had a little bit of a hit, and hopefully he can recover smoothly until they get down to their end zone.
Yeah, he is standing down there on the sideline. Seems to be just okay.
Perfect.
Using one of the water bottles to get a little hydration break for him. Seems to be okay there on the sideline. Waiting to get the next rep, Max Gernick. We've not seen a lot also standing right beside him. Braden Scott right up the middle. Big hit. And a gain of maybe 1 yard if we're being kind of generous there. Antonio Dawkins in on the hit. 2nd and 9 for the Bulldogs. This is a big drive offensively to try and blow this one open. A touchdown and an extra point would stretch this thing to 3 possessions. So way more comfortable than just 2 possessions right now. Ethan Zilkowski out wide, makes the catch, runs over a man, keeps going. Runs in the Javion Richardson in the secondary. Jalen Griffin's helmet comes flying off. An eventful play that ends up in a Bulldog first down.
I think this is exactly what we need to see. We need to see from both teams utilizing their wide receivers, and even on Crown Point, the tight end of Cooper Mulaski. I feel like he could be utilized more. The run game on both sides at the end, both defenses stop the run game right away.
1st and 10 from the 45, about 2 minutes and 40 seconds to spare here. AJ Summers back in at Wildcat, handoff to Kingston Connolly, a free lane here. Connolly stiff arms a man, runs into Javion Richardson once again. Tony Brooks out there hustling, trying to get a block out for him. Looks like that might have gone all the way at the beginning of that play, but it ends up in a gain of 6 by Kingston Connolly.
Again, there is that wide receiver run. Kingston Connolly and Ethan Zukowski have been having excellent games for Crown Point right now. Like you said, he could have gone all way.
2nd and about 4, maybe 5. Summers going to take this one up the middle once again. Gains maybe 4 or 5 yards. Is it enough to pick up the first down? Is the questions. Officials right on the same spot, so it'll be 3rd, and I guess we'll call that one 3rd and inches there for the Bulldogs. Carson Newhall in on this heavy package that they run with AJ Summers. Brody Hood and Garrett Ortiz, as we've said, the linebackers in on this play. And then the regular offensive line with Luca Fan, the freshman tight end. Summers keeps this one and gains the first down and plenty more, all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
I think Crown Point's offense figured it out finally. You have Tice Custy toward the middle of the field to try to get it down more, and then you have AJ Summers to drive it toward the end zone.
And another stoppage, another injury on the field. Looks to be another Bulldog. And it looks to be, is that AJ Summers once again? I believe that's AJ Summers again.
Wow.
So I wonder if this really is a cramping problem, because he's being stretched out once again on that far side of the field. And hopefully it's nothing serious, because multiple players, Brody Hood, Garrett Ortiz, and now AJ Summers, 3 players who've gone down, look to be in serious pain, but end up getting stretched out and then end up getting up under their own power and doing just fine.
Possibly,
but we'll see.
Maybe they should take a break for maybe a couple plays just in case, because I feel like he went right back in, and maybe he's getting hurt again because he didn't rest for another play.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to need all they can get, especially that linebacker core of Garrett Ortiz and Brody Hood, and AJ Summers is, of course, part of that linebacker crew, although he's been playing cornerback for a majority of this game. They're going to need them against the Maryvilles, against the Lake Centrals and the Valparaisos, all the DAC opponents. These first 2 games against these out-of-conference opponents, the Lowell Red Devils and the Pike Red Devils, are kind of setups. Still games to play, still tough games that the Bulldogs have to prep for, of course, but really a setup for DAC play as the season goes on. And there goes Summers again. Jogging, walking under his own power. It seems to be just okay. Again, it is a hotter night out there. It was a very hot day today.
It was, yes.
And it was hot last week as well. We're still in August. But this is unusual. We did not see this last year. We did not see many players go down, come out, go back in, and then go down again. And AJ Summers presumably will come back in. Tice Custody to throw down the sideline. Kingston Connolly's there. Flag is down inside the 10. Should be a pass interference call. Kingston Connolly was the intended receiver. And it appears to be a pass interference down on the sideline by Jalen Griffin, the cornerback who was taking on the assignment of guarding Kingston Connolly, and that will be holding down there on the sideline. Connolly really never had a chance to kind of get inside and try and make a grab.
Not at all.
So 1st and 10 at the 21 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Griffin has such a tough job guarding Connolly because he's everywhere. I feel like he knows where he needs to go and he knows where he needs to be, and he has to follow that.
Kingston Connolly once again lined up, kind of solo out here to the near side of your screen. Jalen Griffin, can't even almost see him on your screen. He's so far out.
Yeah.
Jalen Griffin covering him once again. Custody going to hand this one off. Scott trying to weave around tacklers. Gets around a few, but ends up being taken down by Davon Mills. Gain of nothing, maybe a loss of 1 there for Braden Scott, who's struggled tonight. I bet that was part of Pike's defensive plan, was stop number 5 and number 6, Braden Scott and Max Garnett.
Right, because Crown Point last year and this year relies on them a lot. Definitely so much, and now they have to branch off to their wide receivers, which Pike is great at. So you got to turn your strengths into their weaknesses.
2nd and 10 from about the same spot. Cooper Mulaski lining up out wide. Custody to throw. Looks RJ Ford's way. Ethan Zolkowski takes a big hit. No flag is down. Gets up and says something to Javion Richardson after the play. But no flags are down. Pass was incomplete on the screen to Zolkowski. So now 3rd and 10, 3rd and long for this Bulldog offense. Possibly forced to be put in a position to throw, but it doesn't look like it. Heavy package coming back in. Braden Scott headed in. I do not see AJ Summers on the field. He's still on the sideline. So it looks like Braden Scott will be the quarterback on this play. The Wildcat quarterback. Scott going to keep this one. Tries getting around Davon Mills. Jumping around Logan Howard. Ends up making the tackle. A gain of about 3 on the play. Bulldogs will be forced to kick unless Coach Buzz decides to go for it. And that will bring an end to the 3rd quarter. And the Crown Point Bulldogs lead the Pike Red Devils 17-6 after 3 quarters. So as we sing Sweet Caroline, as we enter the 4th quarter, the Bulldogs do still have some work to do to close this one out. The Red Devils down 11 here to start the 4th quarter. We're going to send it to one more break here on the Bulldog Network. Stay with us for 4th quarter action on the Bulldog Network.
Whether you kick off your day hot and fresh or bold and cold, scored big with Java Wave coffee. Then fill up on favorites like our delicious breakfast pizza, home-style biscuits and gravy, or our croissant note lineup. Hot, fresh, and ready every morning. And if you're really hungry, try the Farmhouse Sandwich, the king of Indiana breakfast. However you start your day, start it the Bulldog way with Family Express.
Welcome back to Game Night presented by the Bulldog Network. If you're just joining us, Sweet Caroline playing in the background as we enter the 4th quarter here in Crown Point, Indiana. I'm Gabe Trevino alongside Bella Angarone. Again, one of the great traditions of high school football.
Extremely.
Yeah.
You feel the jumps and everything
Yeah.
with the phones in the air.
Student section jumping for every bomb, bomb, bomb. And here we go to start the 4th quarter. Tice Custody in at quarterback on 4th and long. 4th and 8 to start the 4th quarter. Maybe trying to get the Red Devils to jump here. Play clock running down to 12. Custody looking towards the sideline. Already tried a hard count. Play clock down to 5, and a timeout is called by Coach Buzz. So now his real decision will be made, if it will be a kick, if it will be the offense staying out there. Oliver Brewer immediately steps out there, saying, I'm ready to go, coach, if you need me. From that spot, it'll be about a 36-yarder if they decide to kick. To start the fourth quarter here in Crown Point, Indiana, 17-6. Bulldogs leading the Red Devils.
And even if Oliver Brewer came out there to kick, that kick is easier for him. You know, he's kicked the 45. He attempted a 50. He could do a 36.
And he made the 45 with plenty of room to spare.
Right.
Cade Buckmaster and Connor Cavalcante down on the sideline on those stationary bikes, trying to work things out. Cavalcante still has not gotten snaps. He's in full uniform, but no snaps for him tonight, whether it was at center or any other position on the offensive line. So Oliver Brewer for his second field goal attempt of the night from 36 yards out to extend the lead to 2 touchdowns. Snap is good, hold is good, and Oliver Brewer's kick is no good. It was wide, and Oliver Brewer misses his second field goal attempt of the day. One of them was 50 yards, but he's now 1 for 3 on the night, field goal-wise. 2 for 2 on the extra points. And that's another missed field goal wide left for Oliver Brewer. So now the Bulldog defense right back out there. Lead still at 11 for the Bulldogs.
Again, that's very unlikely to see from Oliver Brewer with those kicks. Usually he makes them because last year he was perfect.
I mean, he was literally perfect.
Yeah.
For everyone listening at home, he made every single extra point last year and every single field goal. Has had a rougher start, already a missed extra point and 2 missed field goals in nearly 2 games. 1st and 10, Chase Chapman back in at quarterback to hand off here to Merriweather, and Merriweather will gain about 5 on the play. That actually will not be Chase Chapman in at quarterback. I beg your pardon, it's Caden Cross, another sophomore in at quarterback, standing at 6 foot, 185 pounds. So a pair of sophomore quarterbacks. Chase Chapman, we do not know what he suffered on the last drive. Was an injury, remains out of the game. So Caden Cross, another lefty quarterback. 2 lefties, 2 sophomores. Merriweather taking this one right up the middle. Tackle is made by Brody Hood. That'll be actually Mike Monniket, not Dalen Merriweather. I beg your pardon for the second time. 31-yard line for the Red Devils. Receivers remain the same. Jalen Griffin, Elijah Smith, Bryson Fields. So there's a consistent base we can see in the Red Devil offense. Handoff again to Montequita, and he's going to take that one all the way down to the 40-yard line. Good piece of physical running there from number 34 on the Red Devils, all the way to the 40. So 2nd and 1 for the Red Devils.
Yeah, and this is really shocking to see that they're getting really good runs because typically they pass it, but maybe because it's a different quarterback, relying on the wide receivers might not be the best option here.
So 2nd and 1, Cross Manning in at quarterback, a twin set out. Handoff to Montequita again, runs right into Garrett Ortiz. His teammates follow in behind, including Jaden Sadler and Josh Daniels. And he's going to gain nothing on the play, so it'll remain 1 yard to go till the first down marker. 3rd and 1 for the Pike Red Devils as we wind under 10 minutes to go here in week 2. 3rd and 1. Caden Cross short enough to where he may not have to throw, but he may have to eventually throw as this fourth quarter goes on. Cross in the gun. Montequita again in the backfield. He's going to go play action. Throw outside the Fields. Fields, will he get enough? It's Jalen Griffin out there on the reception. Sadler in on the tackle, and it looks like it will be enough for a Pike Red Devil first down. Big first down pickup for them.
And as I mentioned before, last week, Griffin got a lot of the touches. He was constantly out there, offense and defense. So now seeing that he can get some of these touches right now is great to see for Pike.
1st and 10 from their own 41 now. 9 minutes to play. Twin set remains the same. Going to go right back to Montekidd, and he will gain maybe one once again. One of the Bulldogs, Brody Hood, being bulldozed by that offensive line of the Pike Red Devils. Ben Clark in on the tackle and in to help Brody Hood. That was Jackson Baines throwing around Brody Hood, which is not an easy thing to do. 2nd and 9. Crossing the gun once again. 2nd and long this time. First attempt of the night. He's going to run around and take a huge hit from Brody Hood.
There's Brody Hood again. We heard that name all throughout the game. Same with Garrett Ortiz. They're everywhere on the field taking down these Pike players.
Rolling around, did not look downfield, was looking to scramble, and Brody Hood came up right behind them and laid a big hit down. 3rd and long now for the Red Devils. Under 8 minutes to play here. Cross remaining in at quarterback. Montekidd still in the backfield. 4 wide receivers out, 3rd and 10. 1 on the play clock. And Cross, did he get it off? It doesn't look like he did. And it looks like it will be a false start, and that will back up the Pike offense.
And we've seen this before. We've seen the Pike offense get backed up a little bit, and they still got the first down. They kept making it. But now that Jace Chapman is not out of here, and instead it is going to be Caden Cross, it might be kind of interesting to see how this one's going to work.
So 3rd and 15. I mean, you talk about a down where he's going to have to throw the ball. Let's see how he responds to that big red wall that we've talked about, that defensive line of the Crown Point Bulldogs. 3rd and 15, throw outside to Griffin. Griffin trying to make something happen, but nothing there. The Bulldogs come in, a swarm of them, making the tackle. Gain of about 3, but nowhere near the marker. 4th and 12. Jaden Sadler, Josh Daniels in there helping each other up. And the Crown Point Bulldogs will punt this one away. Johnny Sanchez to punt this one, 4th and about 12. 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go. 4th and 12. Johnny Sanchez. Last one was a fake. He will punt this one away for real this time, and a good one this time. That's going to get a really friendly Pike Red Devil bounce and roll all the way to the 15-yard line, and that is where the Crown Point offense will start, and here is where they can just go to the run game, rely on Max Gurnick, who's not been in a lot so far, and Braden Scott, and run the ball, chew the clock down.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's, even if it's just small gainages on the yards, that's okay. Put them in, get the run game going like Crown Point is used to. I think they got to get that momentum back up, and I think that's one way that they know how. Relying on the run game can be a huge impact for them right now. Yes, the wide receivers have been helping them a lot. Kingston Connolly, Ethan Zilkowski. But I think that Brady Scutt is going to be a huge person here. Same with Max Gurnick.
So starting on the 15-yard line, 1st and 10, A.J. Summers once again in at Wildcat. Luca Fenton will be in at tight end once more. Summers running into a bunch of white jerseys. He'll be taken down after a gain of approximately 5 on the play. Running down to halfway through the 4th quarter in a game that Crown Point has not dominated. but they definitely have not been dominated.
Right, and that's always a good thing. You got to stay balanced. If you can stop them on defense and offense, that's good.
So now 6 minutes to go, under 6 minutes to go. Feint in motion, coming over. Summers takes care of a bad snap from Bosnovsky. Gains about 3 on the play. So it'll be 3rd and about 3. Will Tice Custy come back in? Considering the cramps, maybe not. We may not see Tice Custy for the rest of the night. AJ Summers coming off with his helmet off, coming to the sideline.
But also AJ Summers and his cramps as well. So I feel like they both have some stuff happening here.
Braden Scott. Here comes Tice Custy. Gurnick will remain out. Now he's going to come back in. And looks like Braden Scott, there's some confusion. Scott's got to hustle off, and a timeout is called. Timeout is called by the Crown Point Bulldogs. A little bit of confusion there. Seemed like maybe AJ Summers coming off again. He's going to get rolled out this time. Now he's on the ground laying face down on the sideline, getting some more treatment. But a timeout called by Coach Buzz, probably an appropriate one to call right now. They're now down to 1 timeout in the second half that they may not need, but who knows? 3rd and 3.
I think this timeout is smart, though, because it sounded like there was a lot of miscommunication, as we could see before, that now they can kind of get their head on straight. There's only 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the 4th quarter. I think this is needed just to get the morale a little bit better.
So with no Connor Cavalcante, then go over the offensive line early in the game. Logan Howard, a left tackle, offered by Valparaiso University. Tony Brooks, a left guard, the 6'4", 265-pound senior, committed to Grand Valley State. Noah Bosnovsky replacing Connor Cavalcante at center. Cade Buckmaster, another senior on this offensive line at right guard. And they rounded out the 6'3", 275-pound senior, number 53, Zach Clark at right tackle. Of course, Tice Custy and the rest. And Custy's going to keep this one himself, going to go right up the middle. Tice Custy will gain enough and more to get that first down. Clock will not keep rolling because you must be up by 35 points or more. But once the chains are set, the clock will keep moving as we approach 5 minutes to play.
I think it's good that we saw Tice Custy run, because then you can see how he can do both. He can run. Typically he doesn't, and that's more of AJ Summers' role as a QB. But it's good to see Tice Custy being able to show his physicality.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Ethan Zokowski, Kingston Connolly, wide receiver, kept by the running back. Tice Custy, a really good fake there. Got me up here and got half the Pike defense. Braden Scott was the one who kept the ball. Gained maybe a yard on the play, so it'll be 2nd and long as we wind down to about 4 minutes. Seems like Custy or Summers, whoever's in at quarterback, kind of goes towards the sideline, takes as much time as they need to kind of take the play call in and head back towards the huddle. 4 minutes to go. The huddle collectively looks at the play clock behind them. 10 on the play clock now. 4 minutes to go. AJ Summers in at Wildcat quarterback. Braden Scott appeared to have taken it. Kingston Connolly once more. He's going to try and break outside. Could not. Good tackle made by Jaden Washington.
As we can see, they are starting to line up.
Third and 7 with 3.5 minutes to go. Again, Bulldogs taking as much time as they can off this clock as we're winding down on barring any miracles. A week 2 win here to start the season 2-0. Once again, a little bit of a shakier start than past years, and Summers is going to take this one up the middle on 3rd down. That will not be enough to pick up the first down. So 4th and short. Timeout is called by, I believe, the Pike Red Devils. Still down 11, so they would need a lot here, but they would need touchdown and a field goal, and we're going to send it down to our silent reporter, Josie Miker, with our new athletic director, Chris Seibert. Josie?
I'm here with Athletic Director Chris Seibert. So, how is the transition being a new athletic department?
It's been great. I have a tremendous staff to work with Coach Duncan and Coach Goff and Lori. They have been absolutely outstanding, and it's been a great transition to be able to work with all the different sports and be part of this great community.
And give us a sneak peek behind the curtain with getting ready. What does it take to get ready for a Friday night football game?
It is a week-long process to get ready, all the different elements, and it's so much more than a football game. It's a community event in Crown Point between the band, the dancers, the cheerleaders. We've had ring ceremonies and senior night, but it's so wonderful to see the whole community come out and celebrate and get to do this together.
And finally, you've worn many hats throughout your years of education. What has been your favorite?
I've enjoyed every aspect of it, being a coach, being a teacher, and obviously this next journey with being the athletic director have been great. So I'm looking forward to hopefully many more years of this.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Back up here. Thank you, Josie. In the meantime, happening right behind Josie Miker, our silent reporter, and our new athletic director, Chris Seibert, the snap went over Oliver Brewer's head. He was in trouble, went all the way back to about the 15-yard line and got the punt off. So an incredible play from Oliver Brewer, showing he doesn't just punt or kick.
No, that took a lot. That would have freaked me out if I was in his position, because you had to wow, that's just a whirlwind right there.
And was being chased by the entirety of the Pike special teams, kind of the punt defense. Circled back to his 15-yard line, wanted to run, wanted to throw, decided I may as well punt it, and he got it off. Because that is a play that could have put Pike right back in the game, a blocked punt that maybe could have been returned for a touchdown in the worst-case scenario. Caden Cross will remain in at quarterback. Jace Chapman still on the sideline. Merriweather back in at quarterback. He's going to throw down the field. Incomplete, not intercepted. Broken up by DeJuan Ouden, who got a lot of reps last week, and another good play by him there down the sideline on Elijah Smith. So 2:49 to go here in the fourth quarter. Could have been an explosive play if Smith maybe caught it and got away from Outen. So 2nd and 10 at the 37. It's going to be a handoff to Merriweather, who's chased down by Brody Hood from behind and wrestled down after a gain of about 2. 3rd and long, which is something the Red Devils have not really struggled in tonight. But put in another tough situation here. 2.5 minutes to go. Time is not on their side as we wind down here in the fourth quarter.
As you mentioned, that 3rd and long is usually not a big issue, but that was also when Jace Chapman was in as well. Now we have Caden Cross, who we haven't seen do this very much, so he might not be as well versed in this.
Great point. Caden Cross at quarterback. He's going to throw. Has not thrown a lot. Takes a big hit from Ben Clark. And he's going to gain about 6 on maybe 5 on the play. So it's going to be 4th and medium or short, whatever you want to call it. It'll be 4th and 3. Clock winding down under 2 minutes to go. They've got to go here. Last gasp for the Pike Red Devils. Minute 40 to go. 100 seconds to go here in week 2 of Crown Point football. 4th and 3. Caden Cross at quarterback. 4 wide receivers out. Throwing down the sideline to Smith. And Smith comes down with a huge grab down the sideline. Elijah Smith. And a great throw to the outside shoulder by Caden Cross. A big gain on 4th down. Clock will stop 2 as Smith went out of bounds. Minute 27 to go, so Pike has something to work with now at their own, at the Crown Point 35 in enemy territory. Cross remains in the gun. 4 wide receivers out. Smith that far one to the closest to the near side of your screen. That is Montequet taking off. Gains about 3. Won't be enough, though. This offense has got to go. Minute 15 and counting to go. If Pike gets close enough to where they feel comfortable, maybe they kick a field goal, make it one possession, try the onside kick.
Right.
But not much time to go. Now under a minute to go. Cross got to go here with his offense. Play clock at 15, 55 seconds to go. 2nd and 8. Cross looks to throw. Now looking to scramble. Cross is sacked. Steve Pantelic, the first one there. Followed up by a bunch of other red jerseys. And a timeout is called by the Pike Red Devils. The whole defense in on that tackle. Fletcher Dickinson was the one who finished that off. What a hit by him. 42 seconds to go. 3rd and 6. A big 3rd and 6 for the Red Devils coming up.
I wanted to point out about the Red Devils that because we have Caden Cross, in here, and we also have Montequet as well. Like, they both are together, whereas when we saw Jace Chapman, he was always with Merriweather. So we see the different QB and running back partnerships and how they're working really well.
Yeah, Montequet has only had his first carries with Cross at quarterback, has not played too shabby. But now Merriweather back in the game with Cross.
As we can see, Cross is back out there with Montequet.
So Cross still at quarterback, looking to throw down the sideline. He might have a man, but Jaden Sadler's there to pick it off. He's going to return it to the 30, 35, rumbling down to the 40, and out of bounds at around the 42-yard line. And that should just about seal it. Jaden Sadler with an interception, the first one of the season for the Crown Point Bulldogs. Jaden Sadler wrapping this one up with an interception.
That was such an excellent, he saw where the ball was going, he got the ball, and there we go. That's what Crown Point needed to seal the deal on this game.
The 5'11", 175-pound senior Jaden Sadler will seal the deal here in Crown Point. Pike, after that 4th down, had a breath of life, but denied by Jaden Sadler. And victory formation for the Crown Point Bulldogs. Tice Custy kneels this one down as Tony Brooks. A few claps for a big win by the Crown Point Bulldogs. So last year, week 1, the Crown Point Bulldogs beat the Low Red Devils 38-7. Week 1 this year, Bulldogs beat the Low Red Devils 42-7. 21-0 win over the Pike Red Devils last year in week 2. This year, the Red Devils come to Crown Point, and they fall 17-6. And we're going to have A.J. Summers down there. He's probably the player of the game tonight. 2 touchdowns, the only 2 touchdowns for Crown Point.
He's excellent.
What a night by him, but what a pick by Jaden Sadler to end the night. He sealed the deal tonight. And the Crown Point Bulldogs seal a big week 2 win. It looked a little hairy to say the least down there at the very end. 7-6 was the score for most of the game. Bulldogs put on another touchdown, and 17-6 is your final score as the Bulldogs go over and celebrate with the student section. Everybody pumped up down there. Vinny Gambino, who we saw doing our interview, and Josie Micro will do A.J. Summers down there, give us an interview in just a second, but what a win. A little bit of adversity was shown tonight, and the Bulldogs responded in a great way.
They really did, and last year was 21-0, and I think Pike has improved a lot more. since this game because they got 6 points on the board. It wasn't a complete blowout, and Crown Point didn't have to go 35-0 with the mercy rule or anything. It was a good game all around, even until the last minutes.
And a big thing, no penalties tonight for the Bulldogs.
It's a good thing. We were worried about that in the beginning.
There was many last week, and we're going to send it down to our silent reporter, Josie Mikert, with A.J. Summers, the player of the game here tonight. Josie?
Tonight, where do you think you excelled most tonight?
I just think I just felt super confident. You know, I was running the ball really well. I played defense really well. I just felt really confident out there. I was playing football.
And being an underclassman, who are some upperclassmen that you really look up to?
Oh, I look up to a lot of guys, but I mean Cooper, Steve, Braden, they're all really good role models, and I want to be like them, so yeah.
And next week you guys are playing your rival, Maryville. How much does that mean? The game mean to you guys?
It means a lot. That's the biggest game of the year. It's probably the biggest game in all of Indiana. So we're going to work our butt off this week and perform on Friday.
Well, good luck for next week. And thank you. Thank you.
Thanks to our silent reporter, Josie Mikert, once again. A.J. Summers giving us a great interview. Thank you to him, of course, and Vinny Gambino, who gave us an interview in the first quarter. The Crown Point Bulldogs wrap up another great win, 17-6 here tonight, and welcome back into the booth. I'm Gabe Trevino alongside Bella Angarone. Thanks for joining us. You're joining us a little bit late if you're just joining us right now, but the Crown Point Bulldogs just wrapped up a 17-6 win over the Pike Red Devils, 2-0. The Red Devils fall to 0-2 on the season. Bella, takeaways from this game?
Oh, I think everything about this game was great. I think we were kind of underestimating Pike a little bit coming into this game. They were 21-0 in the last game, as we've been saying throughout the whole entire game. And they came out and they had some great thing. I think Jace Chapman, the QB, he's a sophomore. He did excellent down here with all of his wide receivers, just like last game that we were predicting. And I think the Crown Point defense did excellent as well, trying to stop them. They watched those wide receivers. That was kind of what we were also worried about, and they did an excellent job with that.
Yeah, we were worried about those defensive backs. Bryson Fields started very hot, but in the second half, defensive backs adjusted as Crown Point does and what they're so good at, which Coach Buzz is so good at, adjusting in the second half, coming out. Jaden Sadler with an interception to end the game. As for the Crown Point offense, Tice Custody, we did not see as much as we would think, as much as we thought.
Right.
As you see Coach Buzz on your screen down on the field celebrating the win. I mean, Tice Custody, we thought would play more. A.J. Summers was really kind of the starting quarterback today.
Honestly, I feel like he played quarterback and running back at this point. He was a multi-player, and that's a good thing to have, and they knew when to utilize him. I think they figured that out. Halfway through the game, they figured out that Tice Custody got them down the field, and right when they got into their own territory, A.J. Summers really took it home.
Yeah, and A.J. Summers, what a night for him. I think he can be our unanimous player of the game.
Yeah,
A.J. Summers did an excellent job. I think if we were going to give it to anybody else, it would be maybe Braden Scott. I mean, there really wasn't anybody else who really kind of wowed like A.J. Summers. We could give it to Braden Scott. Maybe Jaden Sadler for having the interception to seal the game.
I was also going to say Brody Hood. He had excellent tackles. He always found where the people were, and he always got them. He watched the ball, fouled the play, and it was excellent.
Coach Buzz celebrating the win down there with his guys. I think those linebackers are always going to be in conversation for the player of the game,
100%.
whether it's Garrett Ortiz, Ben Clark, Brody Hood.
Yes.
All those guys will be in conversations for player of the game every single week. We welcome you back up to the booth. Gabe Trevino, Bella Angarone. The offense played well. Still things to work on. 17 points as opposed to 42 last week. Had to settle for two field goals, made one of them. But Coach Buzz doesn't settle for field goals very often. It was a great job by the Pike defense. One of them, Crown Point started down at around the 25-yard line.
Right.
And Pike forced them into 3 points, so still things to clean up. But defensively, besides the one touchdown drive, not much to complain about.
No, not at all. And they did tweak a lot of the things we were saying about last game. A lot of they probably worked on it through practices and such, and I think that was really great.
Yeah, and the offensive line still doing their thing. Their defensive line, the big red wall, the big red wave, whatever you want to call the trenches, doing their thing, of course, too. Now, Braden Scott, Max Gurnick, another guy we didn't see get much playing time or as much playing time as we thought, Max Gurnick. And Braden Scott didn't play as well as we thought. Maybe that's credit to Pike. But Braden Scott was not shut down, but he was definitely contained tonight.
He truly was, and we know Crown Point last year relied on the run game so much, and now we had to branch out to the wide receiver run. And I think that's a good thing for Crown Point to experience, that you can't always rely on one thing. I hope that through practices they can now see that they can work on other things as well.
Yeah, and the receivers did their jobs too. Even Zolkowski had a touchdown last week. He was doing his thing. Kingston Connolly had a few grabs. He was also on that kind of like end the round, kind of like that inside end the round where A.J. Summers was handing him the ball. But A.J. Summers overall, again, thanks to him for giving us the interview, great game by him. He really bounced back from last week. I think week 1 motivated him. He had a few botched snaps. He had, I believe, 2 or 3 muffed punts.
Yes.
And he came back and scored the sole 2 touchdowns tonight. And on defense, too, still flying around. As we say about all the linebackers, an incredible night by him, too.
Very incredible. He was everywhere. Defense, offense, wherever he could be. And even though he had some cramping in his legs, as we could see, he still went out there after each play and did excellent.
As for the Pike Red Devils, this is a good sign. This is looking up. You come into Crown Point, which is, about a 3-hour drive away from Indianapolis.
Yes.
There was not many Pike Red Devil fans as opposed to the low Red Devil fans last week. And, not many fans show up. Pike plays well. They only, we say only, but they lose by 11. They lost by 18 to Zionsville last week.
Right.
Great job by Pike tonight by fighting till the end. The Jaden Sadler interception ended it. If it wasn't for that, they maybe could have gotten a field goal touchdown, made things interesting with 30 seconds or so to go. So this is definitely a sign looking up. Now looking forward for Crown Point. They play Maryville next week on the road. They play them here at home for their first home game, which we did on game night last year. That game's going to be very interesting.
It truly is, and as we mentioned, we were talking about this before, Crown Point has 4 DAC titles, and maybe we're hoping for a 5th one, but you never know with the Maryville Pirates.
Yeah, the Pirates are going to be a tough task this season. They were a tough task last season. Final score is 35-28 in that game. Michael Hill Jr., much improved from last year, as we talked about in the pregame show briefly, going to be a big X factor next week. Unfortunately, we will not have that broadcast for you here on Game Night presented by the Bulldog Network. It is away at Maryville. But the following Friday, September 11th, we'll have Lake Central here at home. We'll have the Portage Indians on September 18th. And then we'll have the Chesterton Trojans on October 9th here at home once again. But the Bulldogs, a great win tonight, 17-6. Our producer, Luke Bazin, our lead creative, Braden Zamoyski, doing a great job, as well as everybody on cameras. One last thought. Our play of the game tonight, who are we giving that to?
Ooh, the play of the game?
Yeah.
I would have to say that whole drive that Pike did with Bryson Fields, it was just nonstop, play after play after play. I can't choose one in that series. It was excellent to see Jace Chapman and Bryson Fields communicating multiple times.
Yeah, Jace Chapman, that drive. And for the rest of the game, the Pike offense really didn't do much.
Right.
But Jace Chapman, for that drive, really looked like a great quarterback. He looked like a quarterback that fit into a varsity level as a sophomore, delivered balls over the middle of Bryson Fields multiple times, and then he threw a beautiful ball to the back of the end zone, back corner of the end zone, where Bryson Fields caught it for a touchdown. As for myself, I think I'm going to go with the second A.J. Summers touchdown that he ran in from about 32 yards out.
Okay.
Overall, I guess we can just kind of give the play of the game to both of the A.J. Summers touchdowns. There's only 3 tonight, 2 of them by A.J. Summers. But an excellent night for him, an excellent night from the Crown Point Bulldogs. So the Crown Point Bulldogs improve to 2-0 on the season. They defeat the Pike Red Devils 17-6. Our producer, Luke Bazin, lead creative, Braden Zamoyski, and everybody on cameras. She's Bella Angarone, and I'm Gabe Trevino, saying good night from Crown Point.